Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Reps Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between two Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great game.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Reps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are bringing you the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters of the Pacific League. We are first of all going to give you the lineup for the visitors from Fukuoka. Leading off and playing second base is number 13, Masaki Momori. Batting second in left field is number 32, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Batting third in center field is number 8, Taisi Makihara. Batting fourth in right field is number 9, Yuki Yanagita. Batting in the 5 spot and wearing number 3 is going to be Kensuke Kondo. In the 6th spot and playing first base is number 7, Akira Nakamura. Batting 7th and playing shortstop is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. Batting 8th and at third base is number 52, Richard. Batting 9th and doing the catching is number 45, Kenta Tanagawara. And they're going to be facing Taiki Ito, who takes to the hill for the Fighters tonight. He is 5-6. He's got 98 in the third innings under his belt. He's allowed 95 hits, 43 runs, 41 have been earned. He's walked 30 and struck out 86. He's pitched to an ERA of 3.75. Well, that's the starting lineup for the visitors from Fukuoka. Now your starting lineup for the home team for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Leading off and playing first base is number 30, Yuya Gunji. Batting second in center field is number 50, Ryota Isobata. Batting third and playing third base is number 21, Kentaro Kiyomiya. Batting in the 4th spot and playing in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Batting 5th at first base is number 2, Ariel Martinez. Batting 6th and doing the designated hitting is number 5, Yuki Nomura. Batting 7th at second base is number 4, Daigo Kamikawabata. Batting 8th in left field is number 61, Yuma Imagawa. And batting 9th and playing shortstop is number 58, Taiki Norama. And it is going to be the left-hander in Tomohisa Ozeki who takes to the mound. He's got a 4-6 record. He's worked 91 in the third innings. He's allowed 73 hits. He's walked 28 and struck out 68. He's got an ERA of 2.56. Well, we're all set and ready to go. Our friend Fox 12 says, need to get his bet in. Who's winning tonight? We always like the Hawks in this one, so good luck with you on Fox 12, as we think it is a night for the Hawks. Better offense, better defense, better pitching, but who knows how this one's going to go. We'll be back in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. It'll be Hawks and Fighters when we return in just a moment after this. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Dinger also in the house tonight, and he says it's going to be SoftBank, so that makes 2 of us here. I have to tell you, I just can't seem to bring myself to pick the Fighters at the best of times, although I have to say they're a lot more entertaining to watch than they were last year, and that losing streak that both of these teams had, there's one team who can get their way out of it. That is Fukuoka. The other team being the Fighters. They're just too young, inexperienced, and just don't have enough depth right now to be able to navigate themselves. That losing streak has taken them out of the playoff picture. They're 5 wins behind the Hawks right now, as this ball game will go here tonight. But I really think that the Fighters are about 2 seasons away from seriously starting to compete for a Pacific League playoff spot. Right now, they sit in dead last. They are 41-56. They are 16 and a half games behind the Buffaloes. The Hawks are 8.5 back. They're 46-45-2. They've got 4 games in hand on the Fighters. So it is going to be Masaki Momori to get things going here in the top of the first inning as he'll face off against Ito. Momori batting .260 on the year with a couple of homers and 6 RBIs. He takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1, and we are underway at Escon Field in Hokkaido. So no balls and 1 strike to Momori. As the right-hander Ito kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It breaks the bat of Momori, and it's just going to be past the outstretched arms of Kamikawa Kabata, and that's going to be a leadoff single here for Momori. So a broken bat single puts him aboard, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Well, for Yanagamachi on the season, he's got a .254 average. He's got no homers and 21 runs driven in. Starting to see some more regular action is Yanagamachi. In the 2022 season, he was starting to play very well for the Hawks, arguably having the best year of his career. He was hitting .277 through 107 games. Ended up going down with an injury, and we do have a issue here is that broken bat seemingly had hit the catcher, Ariel Martinez, the trainer, the interpreter. Everybody had come out to take a look at Martinez, but he says he's all right. Catchers are tough, especially Cuban catchers. They've been through a lot of wars. So if Martinez says he's good, I'm sure he's good to go. So that brings up Yanagamachi to the plate as he stands in there waiting on the first offering, but instead the pitcher Ito throws the ball over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner Momori. We're saying about Yanagamachi last year enjoying the best year. It was his 4th year with the Hawks at the NPB level. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yanagamachi ended up hurting his knee, ended up missing the rest of the way. But he was an important and an integral part last year of their ball club. Not a lot of power, pretty good defense. Had 32 runs driven in at that point when he got hurt. Doesn't steal a lot of bases, but his .277 batting average last season was a sign of things to come. He's got his average at .254 this year. And he's been slowly picking it up as the season has been moving along. Our friend Zay in the house tonight, he says, go Fighters, as Zay is pounding his fist for the Fighters. As I said, probably another 24 months away from seeing the Fighters starting to seriously contend for a playoff spot. All the youth they have on their side. There's a slow breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2 in our books to Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi to be followed by Makihara here in the first inning. The right-hander Ito ready to go. Check that. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yanagamachi. A little bit slow in our marking of our score here. Uniforms tonight. The Fighters are in their home whites. They've got the baby blue trim. I have to say, I like that third or that alternate hat they were wearing earlier in the year. The Hawks are in their white pants, but they've got their black tops on. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Ito kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to third. They go to second for 1, back to first. It's not going to be in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Momori 5-4 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara tonight, he enters the game hitting .271. He's got a couple of homers and 25 runs driven in. We were saying about the Hawks and the Fighters and talking about these two ball clubs, both that were on what I would call tragic runs, as they both had lost 12 and 13 games in a row. Last night, between these two games, the Fighters won the opener of the series 5-4. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Makihara. So I find it hard-pressed to pick the Fighters to win 2 nights in a row. I'm not sure what they're paying out at, but I'd be leaning toward the Hawks in this one. Tomorrow, flip of the coin. Once we get through this game here, we'll have a better picture, but I would definitely think the Hawks will have a bounce-back game. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Manami picks it up. He comes up throwing. Stopping at second is Yanagamachi. That's going to be the second hit of the inning for the Hawks. That's going to put runners at first and second with one down, and it's going to bring the right fielder Yuki Yanagita to the plate. But I don't know what the over-under is in tonight's ball game, but I would be leaning toward the over in this one. Just not convinced that either of these two pitchers are going to hang around long for this one. So Yanagita steps to the plate, hitting .310 on the season with 15 homers and 54 runs driven in. He has been drinking from the fountain of youth, so to speak, as he's had himself a nice bounce-back season this year. I thought he was a bit on the decline over the last couple of years, but he is still got some left in the tank. Trevor Parker said 6.5. I would think 6.5 tonight should fall in this game. So here comes the offering to Yanagita. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. They go to second for one, back to first, and it's not in time. A good pick there by the first baseman, Gunji. And that is going to erase Makihara at second base. So yet another fielder's choice. Again, another one goes in the books as a 5-4 for the second out of the inning. Yanagita safe over at first base, advances Yanagamachi over to third. The Hawks still have a threat going. I want to take a look at this again on our angle. Looked like it was maybe too close to tell there. First base umpire gave the safe sign. We're going to look at it here, and yeah, absolutely safe. Yanagita beat the throw in time. Still moves pretty good for somebody on the wrong side of 30. So Yanagita is the runner at first. Kensuke Kondo now the hitter. They've dropped him down to the 5 spot. We've called hot games recently. He's been nestled in the 3-hole, but he has been struggling a little bit as of late, hitting .287 with 14 homers and 52 runs batted in. Last time we saw him, he was limping off the field with a possible knee issue. There's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kondo. Kondo bats from the left side. He waggles the bat. He's waiting here on the offering from Ito. Ito's only thrown 10 pitches so far. They've been swinging early in the count and putting the ball in play where they can. Here comes the 0-1 offering. Pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. We gave it some thought about staying up and doing another one here tonight, but I don't think that's going to be in the docket. There may be a better chance of that happening tomorrow, as we will be on the call for this one at the early start time, 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern. But we would entertain the fact of maybe doing a second one tomorrow. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Ito checks the runner at first. Comes set to the belt. Here comes the 0-2 to Kondo. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that just misses inside. The count goes to 1-2. Thing you have to like most about the Fighters lineup is the veteran presence that they have. They've got a lot of players, a lot of experience in this lineup to dig themselves out of holes. I just don't know, even if they get into the playoffs, if they can get onto a run. I'm not convinced their starting pitching is where it needs to be. So here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Despite the fact that I like their offense, it's the starting pitching that has me wondering. They had Mori that they were trying to bring from pretty much their closer into a starting role this year, stretched him out. They lost Kodai Senga in the offseason. I like Fuji. Carter Stewart looks like he's a year or 2 away from dominating, but by the time he gets to that level, he may be back in Major League Baseball, or at least in organized ball in North America. There's a split finger pitch swung on. It's check swing swung on, fouled away down the left field line. Keeps the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kondo. Really got to like this stadium. You got to tip your hat to the Fighters for doing it. Looks like they've done it right. The only flaw that I remember that they were talking about the stadium here is that the distance from home plate to the backstop, and there's a minimum distance, if I'm not mistaken, it has to be at least 60 feet at the professional standards, and it's a little bit on the short side. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined up the middle for a base hit. That's going to be an RBI single for Kondo. He's going to drive home Yanagamachi with the first run of the ball game, and as our friend Trevor Parker said, 6.5 is the over. He figures it's going to be an easy over tonight. Well, I have to agree. I think that this game here is going to be a lot of runs scored between these two teams. The first one is on the board here, courtesy of an RBI single off the bat of Kensuke Kondo. And the Hawks now have a 1-0 lead. Two-seam fastball left up in the zone and left over the plate. Good job there by Kondo to work the middle of the park. He stayed inside the ball, drove it right past the ear of the pitcher into center field. And that is got the Hawks flapping their wings here in the first inning. So the runner at second is Yanagita, the runner at first Kondo. It brings Akira Nakamura to the plate, who is batting .269, 3 homers and 27 runs batted in. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one. Defensively tonight for the Fighters from left to right field, it's Imagawa in left, the center fielders Isobata, and right it's Manami. Around the horn from first to third, it is Gunji at first, the second baseman Kamikawa Kabata. Narama is the shortstop with Kiyomiya at third, and Ito and Martinez the battery. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. Ito takes his time as he rubs up the baseball. He's ready to go again. 17 pitches now for the Fighters right-hander. Here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on is popped up behind home plate. Giving chase is Martinez, but he's going to watch that one sail into the seats. That's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nakamura digs himself in, and then he's ready to go again here against Ito. A decent crowd on hand again tonight in Hokkaido. It looks like that they'll have a strong showing of support. I don't know if it's a full house or not. You can see that there are some empty seats around it about. We'll have to get a look at that. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to the first baseman Nakamura. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined just foul past the glove of the first baseman. Leaping job there by Gunji to try to make the catch, and he couldn't quite come down with it. That ball was absolutely scorched. We'll get the replay of that one. No fooling Nakamura on that pitch. And that ball was fouled by just a couple of feet. Very fortunate were the Fighters. Had that ball been a fair ball, it might have been at least 1 run, if not 2, maybe scoring the runner all the way from first. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Nakamura as the right-hander holds set. Now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Akira Nakamura. Not the start for pitch efficiency that Ito wanted here. As we said, the Fighters winning last night by a run. When we watched the Fighters play earlier this month, one of the things that was noticeable was the defense. They were making errors behind their pitching. Here's the 2-2. It's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Manami, and he's going to call off Kamikawa Kabata. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here for out number 3. Well, they got a run in the inning, did the Hawks. There was 1 run on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score after a half inning, it is the Hawks 1 and the Fighters no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. And we got a new one here for you tonight. Starting now, we're offering channel memberships as low as $1.99 Canadian. If you're interested, check out the video. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, Check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations. Maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart. Visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Drafts Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the fighters to come to bat here at the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be Yuya Gunji, Ryota Isobata, and Kentaro Kiyomiya. We got KRS DFS in with us tonight. He says, who are we betting on tonight? If I was giving advice, I'd be telling you to do the Hawks. And so would some of the others in the stream, except for our friend Zay, who is pumping his fist hard for the fighters. We got Connor in the house as well. We appreciate you for popping in, Connor. Hopefully you can enjoy this ball game here with us. It is a 1-0 lead here for the Hawks as we move to the bottom half of the first inning. So the top of the order coming to bat here for the fighters will be Gunji, Isobata, and Kiyomiya. As we said, the Hawks scored that run in the first inning to make it 1-0. We're just getting our ticker up to date. So here we go with the bottom of the first as Gunji strides to the plate. He's batting .304 on the season. The former Chinichi Dragon come over early in the season. He's got a homer and 9 RBIs. He's been off to a pretty good start. As Ozeki ready to go. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, Makihara. He's going to make the grab, and with one pitch, we've got one away here in the first inning. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Ryota Isobata. Connor said he missed the start. Did Manami do anything? He caught a fly ball to end the first inning. As the fighters are here batting in their half of the first, he is in the cleanup spot, so he is yet to come to bat. Defensively tonight for the Hawks, from left to right field, it's Yanagamachi in left, Makihara in center, and the right fielder is Yanagita. Around the horn from first to third, it is Nakamura at first, Memori at second. Shortstop is Imamiya, and Kiyomiya is at, or check that, that's Richard at third. As there's a fastball delivered to Isobata, take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The battery is of Ozeki and Tanagawara. No Takuya Kai tonight. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side. Richard is giving chase, but that one is going to drop into the camera well. And that's going to run the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Or sorry, no balls and 2 strikes to Isobata. Isobata batting from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Ozeki, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Isobata hitting .231 on the year with no homers and 4 RBIs. He swings at a breaking ball and lifts this one foul. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line. Count remains still at 1-2. As they pan the crowd, as I said, it's interesting, just the structure of this facility. Really would like to get there, but it's not going to be on the docket this year. But just the way that it is, the way that they've put some of the seating down the left field line, the 3 levels, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Isobata. Be interesting to know how a Britney Spears concert or maybe a Taylor Swift concert would survive in this stadium. If they ever did concerts or something along those lines. I say that in full effect. I was in Seattle a couple of weeks ago, and there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Isobata stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that one go by for out number 2. So 2 fighters up and 2 fighters down here in the first inning. It's going to leave it all up to Kentaro Kiyomiya. Just to finish the thought about the Taylor Swift, who was in Seattle to see the Mariners and the Blue Jays. Taylor Swift was going to be in concert. But what was interesting is with her is that they already had the transport truck set up for the field for her to be able to do it. I just can't believe the amount of people that come out to see her. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. For Kiyomiya, he's batting .291. He's got 6 homers and 23 RBIs. He takes a fastball just outside for a ball, and the count now goes to 2-0. The last pitch was at 89 miles an hour. Kiyomiya waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the lefty Ozeki. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. And this one is gone. A home run for Kiyomiya. He's going to even the score with one swing of the bat. That got out in a big-time hurry. The only thing that was left was whether that ball was going to stay fair or not, and that ball hugged the foul pole, and we've got 2 runs on the board here in the first inning. And your score is now 1-1 between the Fighters and the Hawks. So as Connor came in and said, did he miss anything? Well, you haven't missed anything yet. Zay jumping up and down wherever he's at, knowing that the Fighters just punched in their second run. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Well, for Manami, he's picked up his batting average recently. He's got it up to .275. He's got 16 homers and 49 runs batted in. Takes a slow breaking ball outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. I know our friend Connor often asks about Manami. Does he done anything, or has he done anything? What he does do is he looks like a ball player. He really fills out the uniform. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up into right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder, Yanagita. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to do it. But the Fighters get a run back in the inning on the home run by Kitaro Kiyomiya. There was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete at Escon Field in Hokkaido. Your score is the Hawks 1 and the Fighters 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return after this. We appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight for the Fighters and the Hawks.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to go check him out, whether it's Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, Saturday morning cartoons that drop in another hour and change, or the Sunday shoutouts. He's got something there for everybody. That's going to bring up the bottom third of the order here to begin the top of the second inning. It'll be Kenta Imamiya, Richard, and Kenta Tanagawara, as it'll be a second inning of work here for Taiki Ito. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 21 pitches for Ito in the first inning, but both of these clubs are all locked up at ones. The home run in the bottom of the first by Kiyomiya and the RBI single by Kondo have both of the runs here for the 2 ball clubs, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll also try to keep you updated on scores from around the NPB. Only other game going on right now is between the Dragons and the Swallows, and there's a fastball swung on. This is popped up into shallow right field, moving over toward the foul line, and coming in is Manami, and he's going to make the catch. That's going to retire Imamiya for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Richard to the plate. The scoreline between the Dragons and the Swallows is the same scoreline as it is here. It is a 1-1 ball game, as we are in the top of the second inning, as it is in the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya. While Richard steps to the plate, he has struggled to get things going at the beginning part of the year. He is 2 for 21 on the season. He's batting .095 as he swings through a first pitch fastball for strike number 1, and he's in the hole at 0-1. The big fella batting from the right side gets another start at third base as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a slow breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. As we mentioned before, he goes by just Richard. Zay says .095. Yeah, 2 for 21. Not a great start. If I remember correctly, if I looked earlier, it's 9 strikeouts, but there's a fastball that's come inside, and it has hit Richard on the forearm. That's in a really difficult place. I don't know if it's on the wrist or on the forearm where it got him. The trainers are going to be rushing out to see him. He's going to get to first base with a hit by pitch. Oh boy, that's going to swell up big time on the arm. I could just see it coming there if he got him in the right spot. That was a 2-seam fastball that ran in under the hands. Oh yeah, that got him right there on the forearm. There's our friend CV in the house tonight. We welcome CV to the house. We're going to have a hat trick of Angel games for you next week, CV. We're going to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday against the Giants. Hopefully you can make it in for one of those ones. I remember one time I had a teammate played at Kellogg College in Battle Creek, get one very similar spot, and it looked like there was a bone growing out of his bone. There's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Tanagawara. Tanagawara batting .269 with no homers and 1 RBI. Our friend CV says he just got home from a Visalia Rawhide versus Stockton Port game. Hopefully you got some footage there, CV. Be able to put a little bit of that together. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball swung on. It's chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded by the shortstop, and there's not going to be a play anywhere. It's going to go down as an infield hit. Tanagawara is going to be able to beat it out. That was a Baltimore chop, if there ever was one, right over the head of Ito, into no man's land. The shortstop, Narama, had charged the ball to come and get it, but he had to play. His only play really was to first base, as he had no shot to be able to get the runner at second as momentum was carrying him in, and the speed of Tanagawara down the line was not able to make the play over there. That's going to put runners at first and second with 1 gone. That'll bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. So the Hawks have something brewing here again in their second inning. Momori batting .266. We had that single back in the first inning. A couple of homers and 6 RBIs. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded to short, and it is bobbled by the shortstop Narama. This is what I talked about with the Fighters last weekend. That's going to be E6. That was a tailor-made double play that should have been turned. He booted the ball, and they get nobody. Richard is safe at third. Tanagawara is safe at second. Momori safe at first. It's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound to talk to Ito. They're going to have a whole conference here with the entire infield because the interpreter is out here too for Ariel Martinez. And that's going to bring up Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Our friend CV says he had some photos and a pack rip video. One thing that I was looking at, you were in the store yesterday or today looking at Fairfield stuff. Never seen Fairfield basketball. Hope you grabbed one of those to pull apart. Would be very interested to see what they have to offer in that. Probably not too much 1986 Fleer, and likelihood of a Michael Jordan even less. Well, Tetsuro Yanagamachi is coming to plate here. The bases are full of Hawks. The visiting fans from Fukuoka are loving this one. The Fighters supporters with their fox ears, not so much. Here comes the pitch. A fastball that it catches the inside corner. Late call from the home plate umpire as he goes up with the right hand, and the count is quickly 0-1. CV says, yeah, that was a first for him. Now, first for me, too. I've never seen that before. And maybe after you open it, maybe you'll never want to see it again. Who knows? So no balls and 1 strike to Yanagamachi. Yanagabachi bounced into the fielder's choice in the first inning, and he swings through a split finger pitch. Count is now 0-2. He scored the first run of the ball game for the Hawks when he was brought home on an RBI single by Kensuke Kondo. CV asks, when am I headed to Japan? It'll be 2 weeks from tonight. So I won't be calling a game 2 weeks from tonight. That'll be Friday the 18th. Flight is in the morning of the 19th out of Seattle. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Yanagabachi. So looking forward to it. It'll be a bit of a tour. Seattle, San Francisco, first time I've ever landed in that airport, and then it'll be on our way to Tokyo for 8 days. Really looking forward to that. For those of you who haven't been over there, as I said, I'm going to do some batting cage tours of different batting cages that you can go to. Pretty cool to see some of the stuff. I've been to a few different ones. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The one down by the Jinju Stadium where the Swallows play, they've got the big Videotron where the pitchers are the Japanese pitchers and the balls are being spit out of the machines that are coming out of the arm slot of the pitcher. So you get sidewinders, lefties, righties, whatever it might be, and they've got it all set up in different ways. They've got the old-fashioned LED ones as well. That's all kind of cool as well. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, chopped over the head of the pitcher. They go to second for one, back to first. Nope, they're going to eat it. It's going to be a fielder's choice. That's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice this time. It's going to erase Mamori at second base. He's going to be gone for out number 2. It's going to cash Richard in from third as he will bring in the second run of the game, and Kenta Tanagawara is going to be safe over at third. So Yanagabachi now the runner at first, the runner at third, Tanagawara. It is now 2-1 here for the Hawks. Our friend CV says maybe his daughter will be my flight attendant. I'm not sure what airline she's with. I know that I will be on Alaska going to Seattle, or from Seattle to San Fran. But I will be on JAL going from San Fran to Tokyo. So here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike by Taisi Makihara, and the count is quickly 0-1. Makihara tonight 1 for 1. He had a single his first time up. He was erased on a fielder's choice. But back earlier to where we were talking when Trevor was here, the 6.5 being the over, we might get the 6.5 before the 5th inning. These two teams are trading runs right now. Here's the 0-1 pitch. As a fastball swung on, this ball is grounded just foul past the bag at first base. Runs the count to 0-2 on Makihara. Yuki Yadagita looming on deck. Already 4 hits in the ball game here for the Hawks. And the Fighters have already made their first error. They would be out of the inning without giving up a run here had they been able to roll that double play off the bat of Masaki Momori. But unfortunately, the error by the shortstop Narama has allowed this inning to stay consistently. CV said, did I hear correctly that Richard scored? Yes, you did. It is a 2-1 lead now for the Hawks. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata. He fields it and throws to first, and that is going to do it. That's going to end the inning. Ground out 4-3 for the third out. So there was 1 run in the inning as Richard, who was hit by the pitch, came around and scored the run. There was 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Hawks 2 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. We appreciate you guys all for listening in here with us tonight. It is Hawks and Fighters when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. Lots of entertainment going on here at Escon Field. That's got to be one of the biggest jumbotrons down the left field line that we have seen. I'm not sure if that is superimposed in or not, but very interesting, the angle. Everybody down the right field line gets to see it, but the people who are seated in left field don't. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters here in their half of the second inning. That means Ariel Martinez, Yuki Nomura, and Daigo Kamikawakabara to face the left-hander Tomohisa Ozeki as he is about to begin his second inning of work. But just as they have a big jumbotron in left field, they do in right field as well. So both of the sides of the crowd will be able to see what that is. So Martinez steps to the plate. He's batting .250 on the year. He takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Martinez, 13 homers and 43 runs driven in on the season. Ozeki rocking into the windup and delivers. It is a breaking ball that just misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. Martinez, the right-handed hitter from Cuba, waits on the offering. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. I look at Ariel Martinez, and I see him. They were saying when he was with the Chinichi Dragons, it was the first time in 20 years that a import catcher had got behind the plate in the NPB. There's a changeup that is swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. When you think of positions that the Japanese can produce, catchers are definitely one of them. They are definitely a position that they excel at. I think second baseman are another position that they seem to produce quite well. There's a breaking ball swung on, is grounded over to third. Richard fields it on the hop, keeps it in front, throws across the diamond, and Martinez is going to be retired. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. So one fighter up and one fighter down, and that's going to bring up Yuki Nomura to the plate. Well, for Nomura, he is hitting .243 on the year. He's got 8 homers to go with 34 runs driven in. I was saying, with regards to the Fighters being at least 24 months away from seriously contending from the playoff spot, there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Let's think of some of these younger players in their lineup that are creating the core of the ball club. A couple of more years of experience. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble as this ball got the legs, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run for Nomura. That's going to be number 9 on the season for the designated hitter. And now we have the 2-2 score line. So that's 6.5, as our friend Trevor Parker talked about earlier on, is definitely in a spot where it can fall. So now that is going to make the scoreline 2-2. So 2 solo shots here for the Fighters in this one. Have them all knotted up at 2s with the Hawks here in the second inning. And to think if they could play a little bit of defense, they'd have the lead. Well, that's going to bring up the second baseman, Daigo Kamikawakabara, as he strides to the plate. And Zay says exactly what it was. It was gone. There's a breaking ball that just misses for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Had to wait for it because the left fielder tonight, Yannick Gamachi, went right back to the wall. Looked like maybe he might have had a chance. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2-0. That was definitely a rainmaker. That thing was way up into the dome, as the dome is closed today. Here's the 2-0 pitch. As it is a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Kamikawakabara. Lefty Ozeki rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. Moving over to his right and making the catch by the foul line is Yannick Gamachi. That's going to retire Kamikawakabara for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Yuma Imagawa. Well, for Imagawa, he's hitting .204 on the year. He's got no homers to go with 1 run driven in. He got the start in left field tonight. There are some ugly batting averages in the bottom third of the batting order for the Fighters. Nobody batting above 207, and that would be Narama, who waits on deck. There's a breaking ball that misses outside to Imagawa, and the count is quickly 1-0. There's a 1 ball and no strikes. Of course, with Manami and Martinez in the middle of the order, they've got some double-digit home run pop, and Nomura is going to approach that too. So there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Imagawa. So 1 ball and 1 strike. After Ozeki rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned, we'll be back on the airwaves with these same clubs tomorrow as that fastball is taken for a call and strike. The count now goes to 2-2 on Imagawa. So if you got nothing else to do on a Saturday night, be sure to join us for all the action. Here's the 2-2. Fastball that comes in and hits Imagawa on the backside. Oh, boy, I don't know if he's kind of smiling as he's walking it off. He says he's all right. Gives the nod to Ozeki. I guess if you're going to get hit, but Ozeki's the guy you want to get hit by. It's not like he's firing 98-mile-an-hour fastballs. So he is aboard by a hit by pitch, and that is going to bring up Taiki Narama. As he gets hit right in the butt cheek, right on the left side. He's got a big smile for the pitcher as he makes his way down to first base. He's still smiling over there, is Imagawa. So Narama at the plate, he's batting 207. He's got a homer and 7 RBIs. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over past the bag at third base, and the count is 0-1. And to think about it, the Hawks, who have scored their 2 runs tonight, have really had to work hard to get their 2 runs. Fighters, it's been 2 swings of the bat. Kiyomiya and Nomura, who have solo shots that have equaled the score here at 2. Here comes the offering from Ozeki. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Richard fields it. He goes across the diamond, and that is going to retire Nomura. That goes in the books as a ground at 5-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they got a run in the inning on the home run by Nomura. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. And check that, 1 runner left the board. You're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Hawks 2 and the Fighters 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd inning when we return after this. Lots of runs to be scored in this one here tonight. We'll have it all here for you as we move along. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to check him out and let him know that Last Raps Baseball sent you, as he is going to have his Saturday morning cartoons are going to come out here in just over an hour's time. Well, coming to bat, it'll be the heart of the batting order for the Hawks. It'll be Yanagita, Kondo, and Nakamura to get things going here in the 3rd inning. Each team tonight has scored a run in each of their half of the innings. We have a 2-2 ball game right now, and as our friend Trevor Parker said, that 6.5 is going to be an easy over, or maybe over easy here tonight. As the first pitch is on the way from Ito, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Yanagita tonight, he bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. He was stranded at second to end the inning. His average has dipped to 309 on the year as the pitch is swung on and is chopped slowly over to second. Kamikawa Kabata fields it. He throws to first. Yanagita goes into the books on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Kazuki Kondo. Well, for Kondo tonight, he's 1 for 1. He had a single that drove in a run back in the first inning. He had drove in the first run for the Hawks on a line drive base hit up the middle. So Kondo comes to bat. He's raised his average to 289. He's got the 14 homers and now 53 runs batted in. As he takes a slow breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kondo. Right-hander ready to go again. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2 on Kondo. So back-to-back breaking balls to begin the at-bat. As Kondo stood there and watched them both go by. He's got something else on his mind right now. I wonder if they're going to go with a fastball out of the zone and maybe come back with a breaking ball. Here's the 0-2. And there's another breaking ball that just missed hitting Kondo. That's going to run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kondo having nothing to do with the Ito breaking ball right now. Our friend Tyler says, "Go Hawks." And he is obviously in the house. Trevor Parker, as we said, a very easy over in this one. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Of the split finger variety, Martinez is going to apply the tag, and that is going to retire Kondo. It goes as a strikeout for the second out of the inning. So 2 Hawks up and 2 Hawks away here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. This is exactly what the doctor has ordered for Ito. He could use a 1-2-3 inning here. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Friend Zay says, yeah, that over is going to be like at 11 now. Yeah, one would have to think so. Tyler says he's got Hawks and Dragons on money line. As I said, the Hawks lost to the Fighters last night. Probably not the worst bet to pick the Hawks this time around. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Counts 0-2. Bounce back game. Depending upon what happens tonight will kind of dictate how I would lean tomorrow. But I would have to say probably in the Hawks' favor here tonight. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side. Giving chase is Martinez. He reaches into the sort of the camera well that's over there. He's unable to make the catch as it drops foul. That's going to keep the count at 0-2 to Nakamura. So no balls and 2 strikes. Got to say, got to like the hustle there by Martinez. He got out from behind the plate pretty quickly, chasing that ball down, but to no avail. Here's the 0-2 now coming up to Nakamura as the pitcher Ito loads up with the rosin from the rosin bag. Here comes the pitch. Whoa, what was that? 53-kilometer-an-hour pitch from Ito. I don't know what that was. I have no idea. That pitch there was barely over 31 miles an hour. It had rain on it when it came down. If you saw the highlights of that, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. That's going to be a base hit. I don't know what he's thinking on that one there, but that pitch there absolutely had frost on it when it came down. Then he comes back with a fastball and absolutely turned on it to Nakamura. If you get a chance to go to the Instagram highlights later tonight, either from the Hawks or from the Fighters, that pitch there, what was it, 36 kilometers, 53 kilometers an hour, 31 mile an hour pitch. You wouldn't see that in Little League. Well, that brings Kenta Emamiya to the plate with the runner Nakamura at first. As the righty delivers, there's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Friend Tyler says he lost on that game last night. So he went back to the well, hating to wake up and see that the game was a walk-off. Absolutely. Well, we watched that Mariner-Angel game last night, and if you were an Angel fan, you would have been pretty ticked off as that fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count is 0-2 to Imamiya. For those of you who were watching that or were listening in with us, it was a grand slam in the top of the ninth inning off the bat of Cade Marlowe for the Mariners that ended up putting that game out of reach against Shohei Ohtani and the Angels. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's grounded over to second, fielded by the shortstop Narama. He flips it over to second, and that is going to do it. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice to end the inning. It races Nakamura 6-4 at second base, and that will do it here. Well, they had no runs in the inning. Finally, neither team, or the first time, nobody has scored a run in their half. There was one hit, no errors, and one runner left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the third inning. Your score is the Fighters 2 and the Hawks 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve. He was taking a lot of heat last week with a lot of people who are commenting on what goes on in his fridge.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Of course, our friend Zay says that's a lot of hot sauce. Yeah, you notice he's got all the important stuff in the fridge. He's got beer and hot sauce. He lives like a college guy, for crying out loud. I don't know where the rest of the food comes from, but you better make sure you got the hot sauce. That is for sure. Well, it's going to be the top of the order coming to bat here for the Fighters in their half of the third inning. It'll be Yuya Gunji, Ryota Isabata, and Kentaro Kiyomiya. He faced the left-hander Tomohisa Ozeki, who's on for his third inning of work. The lefty rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is no balls and one strike. Our friend Tyler says Steve putting on with the Miller Lite. Yeah, he's got all the cold ones in there. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. I asked him how he purchases his Miller Lite. He says he gets 2 cases a week, one for Monday to Friday and the other for Saturday and Sunday. So that is how it gets managed. That's a lot of beer. Well, when you're from Wisconsin, it may not be as much as what everybody thinks. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. I remember a number of years ago, I used to work with a guy who was a welder, and there was a promotion in Canada. I think it was with Molson Canadian, it was Labatt's Blue, and they had these little miniature Stanley cups they were putting in the cases of beer. This is going back about 25 years ago. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit into center field for Gunji, as he is aboard with a single. That's going to bring up Ryota Isabata. So they had these little miniature Stanley cups, and it was a big thing. People were getting, I don't know, 50, 60, 70, $80 for them on eBay at the time in US dollars. Good money for it. And they were randomly put in the case. And so this guy, Otto, would come back to work. And the next thing you know, he would be bringing in all the rest of the stuff. And it was pretty fascinating. It was unbelievable. He'd bring in 4 or 5 little these Stanley cups, and people would say, like, how are you getting all these cups? That would be what he would be drinking on it for the weekend. Our friend streaming Infinite is in the house here tonight. We welcome you for being in here. The ticker does say bottom of the third. It is correct. It is a 2-2 ball game. The runner at first base is Gunji, and it's Ryota Isabata at the plate here. Our friend streaming Infinite as he's here. Just hang tight and you'll have to listen along and you go from there. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Dinger asked the question if we have any alcohol beverages of our choice. Not particularly. I laughed. I said when the pandemic started, I had 22 bottles of hard liquor on the shelf, and when the pandemic ended, I have 24. Not really a big drinker. You get a lot of gifts from customers and different ones, and really don't put away the alcohol like we used to. There's a ball that's bunted down. It's a decent one, fielded by Sunagawa. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Isabata. It's going to go as a sacrifice, 5-4 on the putout. It's going to advance Gunji over to second. So one gone here in the third inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kentaro Kiyomiya. But what I do have from time to time in the summertime when it's really hot, I do like the British Strongbow, or I think Scotland. So Strongbow is the beer of choice. The odd time in the winter, it'll be Guinness, but probably can count on, I was going to say maybe my fingers and toes with the amount of beer or whatever we would consume in a year. What I consume in a year, that's a weekend for some people. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So the odds struggle, especially when it gets hot. There's nothing like a cold beer or whatever else you want to have. It's a hot day out there. You've been outside in the sun for 5-6 hours. And there's that every once in a while. It's just like, yeah, you know what? You go home and you want to have one, and it's a great feeling. And then the next one tastes so-so. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. You never can repeat that taste of the first one. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kiyomiya. Runner at second, Gunji. There's 1 gone here in the inning. The lefty gets his sign from the catcher, Tanagawara. And here he delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, is popped up and is shallow center field. Moving back on it is the second baseman, Momori, and he's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Kiyomiya for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Friend God is Great says, can't drink beer. I'll tell you this, I probably will have a Asahi Super Dry when I am at the brewery in Samita, the other side of the Samita River. You pay a admission fee to go up to the 24th floor. The admission fee is basically the cost of a beer, and you sit there and you look out all of Greater Tokyo. That is a fantastic viewpoint. So here comes the first offering to Manami. It's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Manami tonight 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. He finds himself behind 5 home runs behind Hideto Asamura. 1 homer ahead of Yuki Yanagita and Kisuki Kondo from the Hawks. There's a fastball swung on. It is chopped over to short. Fielded by the shortstop, Imamiya. He throws on the run to first. That's going to retire Manami on a ground out 6-3, and that's going to do it. So no runs in the inning. They had a hit, no errors, and they strand the runner, Gunji, over at second base. Your score as we move to the top of the fourth, it is a 2-2 ball game between the Hawks and the Fighters. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. And don't forget, it's our video for our memberships. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations. Maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart. Visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Drafts Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the fourth inning here for the Hawks. It'll be Richard, then Tanagawara, and then the top of the order, Masaki Momori. Basically, right-hander Ito. Our friend Tyler asked if I consider myself a fan of any particular NPB team. And the answer to that is really no. I've been a fan of play of some of the teams at times. Last year, there was a run where the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, I really was excited by calling their games. They played really good baseball early in the year. Of course, that sort of didn't happen in the middle part of the season. And of course, they carried it into this part as well. So unfortunately, that is not the case. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters come back here to face Ito. So who do I like? I prefer certain players. I was saying the other day, somebody else had asked the question, who do I like? Who do I prefer to watch? And I like certain guys, and I'll share some of those with you here in a couple minutes as the breaking ball is missed upstairs for ball 1 to Richard. Richard scored a run in the second inning as he was hit by a pitch. Our friend Streaming Infinite says, do you live in Japan? And the answer to that is no, we don't live in Japan, but we've been there a couple times and can be heading back in a couple of weeks as a breaking ball is swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. And when I start thinking of some of the players that I really enjoy watching play, for whatever reason, I like Hiroto Kobakata, the shortstop / second baseman utility player for the Golden Eagles. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. I like him because he's got good bat control. He puts the ball in play, can run a little bit. Not a lot of power, but he can put the ball in the seats once in a while. Enjoy watching him play. Obviously, Roki Sasaki, the star pitcher who I'm not going to get a chance to see for the Chibalote Marines. We were talking about it last weekend, so I thought it'd be a great thing to be able to do that. So that fastball misses or is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. Tyler says he considers him a SoftBank Hawks fan himself. A lot of good players on the Hawks, from top to bottom. That Kenta Ememiya, the shortstop, all-time sacrifice bunt leader in the Pacific League. You look at some of the other players. Yanagita has had a good career. Kondo coming over has been good. Continue to roll out different players. That fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Richard. We don't call a lot of the games in the Central League, although I really like that Koji Chikamoto for the Hanshin Tigers, the center fielder. He can run. He can play some pretty solid defense. He's exciting to watch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now is 2-2. Tyler says Murakami's a beast. Murakami really stumbled out of the gate this year. Did not play as well as he did the year before. Shuta Tonosaki for the Lions. He's somebody I enjoy. I really like the defensive play of Ito. He often plays right field for the Saitama Cebu Lions. I like the way that he plays his position. His hitting is okay. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and count now goes to 3-2 on Richard. So 3-2 it is. Right-hander against the right-hander. Ito ready to go again as he works to the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. Giving chase is the left fielder, and making the catch is Imagawa right onto the warning track. That is going to retire Sunagawa here for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Kenta Tanagawara. Well, for Tanagawara, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He had a single back in the second inning, but he was stranded at third base. bats here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ito, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded into the 4-hole. Nice play by the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata, ranging to his glove side. He throws to first and retires Tanagawara, and a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. Just thinking about some of the other players that I do enjoy watching in the NPB as we go around. Some of the players for the Fighters here. Kiyomiya, the third baseman for the Fighters, another player that I like to watch. He's the third baseman. He homered here tonight in the first inning. He's got somebody that I like to keep my eye on. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside. Tetsudo Yamada for the Swallows, another player that has been somebody else I enjoy watching. Hideto Asamura and Hiroshi Shimauchi for the Eagles, although Shimauchi's having a terrible year this year. So no balls and one strike to Mamori. Mamori is 1 for 2 tonight. He's been on both times. As he swings through a fastball and misses, and the count goes to 0-2. Yannick Mamori singled in the first, and he was erased on a fielder's choice, and he reached on an error in the second and also was erased on a fielder's choice. Our friend God is Great, who is Ken or Titus, he is saying that he lives in Japan. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to short, fielded by Narama. He throws to first. That is going to retire Mamori on a ground out 6-3. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the fourth. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score is the Fighters 2 and the Hawks 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys all for being here with us tonight. We'll be right back with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of the fourth inning, all locked up at 2s. We'll be right back after our cheerleaders. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the fourth inning. It'll be Ariel Martinez, Yuki Nomura, and Daigo Kamikawa Kabata to come to bat here. Just a couple programming notes. We are going to run some Major League Baseball games through the next little bit. We are going to be calling the Tigers and the Rays on Sunday from Detroit. And then we'll do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We will bring you the Giants and the Angels, the full series in that one. Haven't made a decision on the Thursday and Friday games, but on the weekend, we will call a couple of more games in the NPB. And then we will go on our hiatus as we are going to be doing some stuff as we will be posting videos from all over our time in Japan. And there's a first pitch fastball ticket for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Martinez. Our plan is to go to the Japanese Hall of Fame for another tour of duty. We're going to go in and see what they have to offer there. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-1. I went a few years ago. I didn't really like the video that I took or the pictures that I had, but we will be making sure that I'm going to share a little adventure of that with you as well. There's a breaking ball that is swung on. This is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is 1-2 to Ariel Martinez. For those of you who don't know, the Baseball Hall of Fame, or the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame, is at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo. It is a fairly reasonable admission. It's like $6 US to get in. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2 to Martinez. So $6 to get in. If you've ever been to Cooperstown, if you've been to Cooperstown, every other Hall of Fame, and I have to say it, hockey, basketball, football, all becomes second rate. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, and it is going to be caught by the left fielder, Yanagamachi, as he slides to his knees. That ball was hit on the screws by Martinez, but right to the glove of Yanagamachi, and that's going to retire him for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and it's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yuki Nomura. Well, for Nomura, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He homered his first time up. He deposited a ball into the left field seats for his 9th of the season. Nomura batting from the right side against the lefty Ozaki raised his batting average to 243. Takes a fastball inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ozaki rocking into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This has got a chance to be a second one here, and this one is gone. A home run for Yuki Nomura. 2 home runs tonight. 2 solo shots, 3 solo shots in the game for the Fighters. And they now have themselves a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So our friend Zay, who's in the channel here tonight, is pumping a fist. I think he's the only Fighter fan in here tonight, or at least the only one who's picking the Fighters to win. I know our friend Streaming Infinite asked the question earlier, who you got to win? I said at the beginning, I'd be taking the Hawks in this one. So 2 home runs tonight by Nomura gives him number 9 and number 10 on the season. Fighters now have a 3-2 lead, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Daigo Kamikawa-Kabata. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Our friend Dinger said it was a roof scraper. Yeah, that thing had a lot of loft to it. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-0. I have to say, the one thing I don't like about the Fighters Stadium is the camera angles they provide. Might as well be sitting in the bathroom in the upper deck sometimes. Might have a better view from the ones they give you. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball that's swung, or that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kamikawa-Kabata. As we said at the beginning of the ball game, the over-under was 6.5. Well, that one is about to implode here. If they keep up the pace here, as that fastball swung on and fouled away, the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty Ozeki has served up 3 home runs tonight in this one. All solo shots. Here's the 2-2. Fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 3-2 to Kamikawa-Kabata. Lefty Ozeki rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. Slow breaking ball swung on it. Is grounded soft to second. Momori fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to do it. That's going to go as a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. And that'll leave it up to the left fielder, Yuma Imagawa. Our friend Tyler says he's going to lose on the Hawks on back-to-back nights. Well, it's a little early. It's still a little early in this one. Not like the Fighters have total ton of depth here, but I'd be curious to see what their bullpen is going to look like tonight. The bullpen has not been the worst part of their team, that is for sure. Certainly when they get leads, they've been able to protect it. There's a breaking ball that misses way outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Imagawa. Imagawa, his first at bat, got drilled in the backside. He's batting .204 on the season. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. Tyler says, what's the chance of 3 solo shots? Yeah, certainly 3 solo shots by the Fighters tonight. But what are the chances of Nomura going yard again? That doesn't happen all that often in the NPB. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Imagawa falls to the ground. Imagawa is having a lot of fun tonight. He's been hit by the pitch. He was smiling after he got drilled. Made a couple catches in the outfield, was grinning from ear to ear, and that one there, he swung out of his socks. fell to the ground, and he got up smiling. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike here to Imagawa. Lefty goes into the motion and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses upstairs. Or did it? Or is he going to haul him back? He took about 4 steps out of the batter's box. I think it's ball 4. I don't know if the umpire brought up the right hand to bring him back. We're waiting here to see if they've got a decision. It looks like it is ball 4. He's going to get himself a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Taiki Narama. As Tyler says, what's the chances of 3 solo shots? As I said back in the 2nd inning, the Hawks were having to work for their runs. The Fighters was a piece of cake. Solo shot, solo shot, solo shot. Not too shabby for the Hokkaido Ball Club. So here comes the first offering to Narama, and it's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is here to Narama. As we mentioned before, only one other game currently going on in the NPB. That's between the Dragons and the Swallows. The Dragons have a 4-1 lead in the top of the 4th as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Now the count goes to 0-2. Our friend Tyler in this one here saying that he's got the Dragons. Well, that one's coming through for you. Just this one here is not cooperating for you at the moment. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the lefty Ozeki throws over to first base, and getting back easily is the base runner Imagawa. 61 pitches here so far for the lefty, as there's 2 gone here in the 4th inning. The right-handed hitting Narama waggling the bat. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field, giving chase, but this ball is going to get down, and it splits the fielders. Rounding second, heading to third is Narama. He's going to get himself a triple. He's going to drive in Imagawa. It's going to increase the lead to 4-2. Oh, Narama was absolutely breaking around. I had to wait on that one there. Ball was hit into right center field. It ended up landing on the warning track. I want to see where the positioning of the 2 outfielders were, because you've got Yanagita. He might have been in shallow and toward the line, maybe taking a flare away. The center fielder, Makihara, had to come a long way. He looks like he reached down and barely got the pitch, golfed it into right center field. And that ball there, able to get down, landed on the warning track between the 2 outfielders. And then the center fielder, Makihara, overran the ball. That's going to make the scoreline 4-2 here on the triple by Narama, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Gunji. And we've seen that look from the manager Fujimoto also ever often recently. It's a look of disgust from his ball club. I don't know what else you can do. Maybe pitch the ball a little better. I don't know. That brings up Gunji to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled in his last time up. He's flown to center. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball's lined over the head of Richard into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's fielded by Yanagamachi. He fires it into second. And that's going to hold Gunji for a long single. But that's going to be the 5th run of the ball game. RBI single there by Gunji. And Ozeki is absolutely getting lit right now. So 5-2, and for those of you who put the bet on the over early in the ball game, boom, you've cashed in, as the 6.5 has fallen early in this one. And that's going to bring up Ryota Isabata to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking, and he had a sacrifice bunt in his last at bat. And so he comes to bat with the runner at first And the pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Zay said that over was given. That over was a gift. You could see that coming tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball ripped foul down the right field line. Count is now 0-2. Easy money, as they would say. So no balls and 2 strikes to Isabata. The Hawks brass looking on in disgust. As the lefty Ozeki ready to deliver again. Here comes the 0-2. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that goes over the head of Isobata, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. Nice job by Tanagawara to stop it before it made its route to the backstop. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The crowd is in good spirit now in Hokkaido as they have a 5-2 lead. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and tapped foul right at home plate. And it's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Isobata. On the move was Gunji. Not a bad decision there, trying to put him in motion, because if he ends up getting thrown out, you've got Isobata to lead off the next inning. And if he makes it to second, you got a chance to drive him home. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Yeah, here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on it as knife foul down the left field line. Count remains on 1-2 to Isobata. So the story here tonight so far has been the long ball of the fighters, 3 solo shots. And then they were able to fabricate a couple of more runs on a walk to Emagawa, a triple by Narama, and a single by Gunji. Now have them ahead 5-2 here in the last half of the 4th inning. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Isobata. Lefty Ozeki holds the set. Now he delivers. It's a pitch out, and they throw back door down to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Gunji. I think they thought the same thing we did, and we figured he'd be in motion. Pitched out. That's one thing that you see is almost as a lost art in Major League Baseball. I think about that today. How many times do we see in Major League Baseball pitch outs? Very, very rare. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty works to the set. And the pitch from Ozeki on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This is lined off the glove of Richard into left field. That's going to be a base hit. So another single here, and the hit parade continues for the fighters. That's going to put runners at first and second with 2 gone. That's going to bring Kentaro Kiyomiya to the plate. Friend Dinger says, not analytically smart to waste the ball and count. An extra pitch for the pitcher. Absolutely. But I don't know if in the Japanese league that we quite see the same thought process on the pitches that we do in Major League Baseball when they're running guys out to 130 pitches some nights. Certainly don't look at the 80 pitches or the 90 pitch mark as something that's there. When you think of Bauer the other night, 123 pitches in 10 innings. Gotta love it. Old school baseball. And here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike on Kiyomiya, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Kentaro Kiyomiya, he got things going in the first inning for the fighters as he deposited a home run into the right field seats. He's 1 for 2 in this one. He's also popped to second. Fighters with a 5-2 lead. They got runners at first and second with 2 gone. Here's the pitch to Kiyomiya. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. Wonder how much gas Ozeki's got left in the tank. 72 pitches right now. Would they bring him out for a 5th inning? I would think they would. But I also, at the same time, I also think it's probably not going to be around much longer after that. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. You guys are looking for some action. It sounds like that Joe Kelly, the Dodgers reliever who was recently acquired from the White Sox, he was a former Dodger once upon a time. I guess he threw a couple of inside pitches tonight to Fernando Tatis. Get to your Instagram or your MLB highlights to check that out. Looked like tempers were a little bit excited. There's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. Count now goes to 2-2. Of course, I remember Joe Kelly had his say to the Houston Astros as well. He's got a little bit of intensity, does that right-hander. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is to Kiyomiya, the runner at second, Gunji, the runner at first, Isobata. 2 gone here in the 4th. Fighters looking for more. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle into center field for a base hit. Here comes Makihara. The throw to the plate is going to get cut off. They've got the runner going between first and second in a rundown. They've got to keep their eye here. Now they've got the runner hung up between third and home. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is going to be an out as Tanagawara is going to retire Kiyomiya, or is going to retire the runner Isobata, trying to score all the way from first. And that is going to do it here. Well, hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a couple of moments. They got another run in here, did the Fighters, as they now have a 6-2 lead here in the 4th. An RBI single there by Kiyomiya has done the damage. So they've got 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 5 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left the board. We're going to be back with the 5th inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning, and it was a 4 spot on the board there by the Fighters in their half of the inning. They did get the runner in a rundown. What a play there as Isobata tried to come around to score. Kiyomiya had a single to drive home Gunji, and as he was going to second base, they ended up getting him in the rundown as they cut it off. The center fielder, Makihara, fielded the ball. It was cut off by Nakamura. Nakamura was able to get the runner hung up between first and second in the rundown. And then it was Isobata who had taken off to the plate, and he ended up getting a hose down at the plate for the 3rd out of the inning, as he ended up getting hung up between third and home. It's going to be Manami, Martinez, and Nomura to come to bat here. The heart of the batting order, check that. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. We're already looking at the Fighters' bottom half. The first pitch from Ito is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike on Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi, Makihara, and Yanagita here for the Hawks in their half of the 5th. We'll get you the heart of the batting order for the Fighters when they come to bat in inning number 5 in just a few. As there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike on the inside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kind of makes me wonder if this is going to be the kiss of the death series here for the Hawks. The Hawks are in 3rd place. I don't see them finishing in the top 2 spots in the Pacific. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. But depending on how the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles perform, as they've started to play much better baseball, they find themselves 6 games below 500. They may be able to run the Hawks down with a good stretch here toward the end of the season. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Yanagamachi. The one thing that the Eagles have is they've got the worst defensive runs allowed. The most separated. Their offense, runs scored to runs allowed. They've allowed 43 more runs than what they've scored. Worst in the Pacific League. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Yanagamachi's aboard with a leadoff single. So as I said in this one, the Hawks are far from dead. The score line here is 6-2. If the over-under is now 11.5, that might be in jeopardy too. Expect this game here to be a festival of fireworks here tonight. That 6.5 never stood a chance. Well, that's going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. He is 1 for 2 in this one. He's got a single and 2 trips. That's here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ito. Works to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and pop foul behind home plate. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again for these same 2 ball clubs tomorrow. It'll go off at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern, so hopefully you can join us in for those. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count now has gone to 0-2 on Makihara. So no balls and 2 strikes. Ito puts a lot of rosin on the ball. It leaves a lot of smoke around. It's always kind of funny to see it when the pitch comes out. There's going to be a puff with it. Here's the pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on and lifted into the seats down the left field line. It keeps the count at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes it is to the left-handed hitting center fielder. Hopefully you folks can make it back in here with us tomorrow, as we will be back for another ball game again between these 2 clubs. Here's the offering. It is a split finger pitch swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. It's going to be a base hit. And the Fighters have something going as Yanagamachi stops at second. That's Makihara over at first. That's going to bring Yuki Yanagita to the plate. As I mentioned before, the Hawks are not dead in this one. There's a lot of baseball yet to play. So Yanagita coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice and he grounded to second his 2 trips. He is in scoring position as soon as he steps to the plate. He has nestled in third behind Chusei Manami for home runs in the Pacific League. And if you were a Hawk fan, boy, how you'd like to see one deposited in the seats right now. And if you're a Fighter fan, this game did not look comfortable, or does not. There's a fastball that comes inside and almost hits Yanagita, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Not only is Yanagita third in home runs, he's also up there in RBIs as well. He can be an RBI producer. He's got 54 on the year. Fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count is now 1-1. I remember somebody asked Aaron Judge in the exhibition season. In fact, it might have been, wasn't asked. I think it was Reggie Jackson had said to him, don't think about your batting average. Think about driving runs in. Think about situations that you can knock guys home, especially where you're at in the batting order. How are you going to be able to, with runners on base, be a run producer? Well, that's almost the philosophy here. How do you want to think about driving runs home? Base hit here, line drive into the gap. As that fastball misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Other games, as we said tonight, all later starts across the NPB. Other game that is going on out of town is at the Bantalan Dome 4-1 still for the Dragons in the fifth. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. It's going to get down into the corner. It's going to be extra bases. No, it's going to be foul. The umpire called foul ball. Oh boy, we looked at that one there and it looked like it was a fair ball to us. We're going to have to see that one again. See what the brass from the Hawks have to say. We'll get a different angle on this one. Ball was absolutely scorched off the bat of Yanagita. That ball hooked, and it didn't miss foul by much, maybe only a couple inches. It's going to run the count to 2-2. We jumped the gun on that one because he was moving around the bases. That would have probably cleared the runners all the way around. One swing of the bat here would have brought the ball club to within 2 runs. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the dangerous Kensuke Kondo waiting his turn on deck. So it's not going to get easier for the starter Ito here. Runner at second, Yanagamachi. Runner at first, Makihara. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yanagita. Ito holds set. Now he delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the third base line. Count remains at 3-2. It was trying to sneak a piece of cheese by a rat. And Yanagita had nothing buying for it here. Interesting, the traveling fans for the Hawks are wearing their teal jerseys. We did see the Hawks get a win last weekend with the teals on, but been far and few between. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Yanagita goes down on strikes. Oh, how that just changes everything so close. Yanagita missed by a couple inches, just hooked the ball foul. And then a couple of pitches later, he goes down on strikes on a split finger pitch. If that ball would have stayed fair, it probably would have been a 6-4 ball game. Well, that brings up Kensuke Kondo, who's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI in this one. He's driven in one of the 2 Hawk runs. They need him here. And it's Akira Nakamura who waits his turn on deck. Here's the pitch. That's a split finger pitch that screws Kondo into the ground, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kondo looked like he wanted to, with one swing of the bat, make this a 1-run ball game. So no balls and 1 strike. Left-handed hitting Kondo, waggling the bat. As the right-hander holds set, he checks the runner at second and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kondo. Kondo entered the ball game tonight hitting .287. He was up in the 290s last weekend. He's slipped a little bit. He's been dropped to the 5 spot in the batting order for this one here tonight. It's a great crowd on hand for Saturday afternoon baseball in Hokkaido. Here's the 1-1. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Giving chase is Manami, and this ball is going to be off the wall. It's going to be fielded by the center fielder, Isobata. He fires it in. 1 run is in. And it looks like 2 runs are in. And Kondo is going to be on at second with a double, as he's going to bring home Yanagamachi and Makihara for the 3rd and 4th runs of the ball game for the Hawks. So the Hawks are not dead yet in this one. They are definitely flapping their wings here in the 5th inning. So a 2-run double for Kensuke Kondo. He has now driven in 3 of the 4 runs for the Hawks here tonight. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. So if you folks who are listening in here are thinking this one's over, my suggestion is put on the coffee pot, because we're going to be here for a little bit. This game here is going to be an absolute run fest. And that's what we thought at the outset. So that 6.5 is long in the rearview mirror. And the 11.5 is set to fall soon. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away to Nakamura. And the count is 1-0. Nakamura tonight 1 for 2. He's got his single and 2 trips. He's also flown out to right. Our poor friend Zay, who's cheering for the fighters over there, can't get any respect and can't get any help. As this game here looked like it was going to be the fighters to start to run away with. Here's the 1-0. Fastball swung on and it's chopped foul down the right field line. Going to run the count even to 1-1 on Nakamura. There is action in the fighters' bullpen. They have a right-hander up and throwing. Or maybe he's throwing up in the bullpen. We're not sure. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. As the righty Ito delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, the count is now 2-1. And this is what you'd have to expect from the Hawks. They have a potent offense. When you look at their offense, they can almost run 9 guys deep on a given night. I don't know if tonight is that night. You've got Richard in the lineup and Tanagawara, although neither one of those two have hurt them tonight. Here's the 2-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's hammered through the 4-hole into right field. Rounding third and stopping at third is Kondo as Manami fires the ball back in. That's going to put runners at the corners with 1 gone. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. It's also going to bring the pitching coach out of the fighters' dugout. So the hit parade continues here in the 5th inning. This time for Fukuoka. And by my quick math, that's 9 hits in the ballgame so far for the Hawks tonight. And it doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. On the flip side, the fighters have already pounded out 9 hits in this one. So 87 pitches so far for Ito as we're with 1 gone in the 5th inning. As we said, the big boss is looking on here. He's hoping his starter can get him through this inning. And Imamiya stepping to the plate. One thing we got to look for here is the potential for a squeeze play, even if it's a safety squeeze. Zay said those 4 runs made him so happy he forgot that Ito was pitching. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Here comes the offering from Ito. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1 to Imamiya. Maybe if it wasn't Kondo at third base, anybody but Kondo, because Kondo does not particularly run very well. Maybe Richard as well. If it was anyone but those 2, you probably would put the squeeze on, or think about putting it on, or the safety squeeze, if not anyway. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time is the base runner Nakamura. So no balls and 1 strike to Imamiya. The runner at first is Nakamura. The runner at third is Kondo. There's 1 gone. 2 runs already on the board here for the Hawks. It's now a 6-4 ball game. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the first base line. The count now goes to 0-2 on Imamiya. So no balls and 2 strikes. Imamiya batting here in the 5th inning with 2 on, 1 gone, and 2 runs already on the board. And you got to wonder about Richard, who's on deck, who has been, as we said, absolutely atrocious. What is he, 2 for 21? He could probably break out of the slump in a big way. He's got the strength to put a ball into the seats. You got to be cautious of him who he waits on deck. So here comes Ito back to work. He works to the set position. Checks the runners and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses low. Oh, Imamiya took a very, very close pitch. That's going to run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ito didn't like it. Martinez held the ball for a little bit. We get a look at the replay on that one. And that's a good call by the home plate umpire. That ball was below the knees. Nice job by Martinez to be able to receive it and subtly make the little work with the glove. trying to buy that pitch. Nice job by Imamiya to hold off. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down. Imamiya wanted to pull the trigger, but he was able to hold up, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. We're here in the top half of the 5th inning. The scoreline, 6-4 for the Fighters. Lots of offense in this one here tonight. Ito works to the belt. Checks the runner at second. Now he delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Checks the runner at third, I should say. Runners are at the corners here. With 1 gone in the 5th inning. 92 pitches now for Ito. I still think about the Fighters in some ways, what they would be like if they had Shohei Ohtani, Kohei Arihara, and Yu Darvish. If they had those 3 arms, never left to pursue Major League Baseball aspirations, where would the Fighters be? Probably be the number 1 or number 2 team in the Pacific League. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left center field. That ball is going to get down for a base hit. That's going to score Kondo from third. It's going to advance Nakamura to second. And Kenta Imamiya has got himself an RBI single, and that's going to cut the lead to 6-5. So 6-5 the scoreline now, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Richard. And it brings the big boss out. I think he has seen enough. I think that is going to be the end of the line here for Ito tonight. Well, hang tight, everybody. This game here is far from over. A 6-5 lead now for the Fighters as they're going to make a pitching change. We're going to get you that when we return in just a few minutes. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this, collect our thoughts, and give you all the updates when we return. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Naoya Ishikawa who is coming in to take over in relief here. Ishikawa, the right-hander, is going to be making his 7th appearance of the season. No wins, no losses. He does have a save. He has worked 6 innings, allowing 4 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 6, and he's got an ERA of 4.50. So he is on in relief of Ito here. Ito is responsible for the runners at first and second. But it is a 6-5 ball game now for the Fighters in this one. The Hawks are not dead yet. And our friend Tyler, who was listening in here, who was probably throwing up if he hasn't left the chat, maybe now can go get something to eat because it maybe hold down in his stomach because the Fighters, unable to hold that 4-run lead, are now ahead here 6-5. So the runner at second is Nakamura. The runner at first is Imamiya. It's going to bring Richard to the plate here. He is 2 for 22 on the season. He's batting a .091. But the big fella here waiting on the first offering from the right-hander, Ishikawa. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. For Richard tonight, he has been hit by a pitch and scored a run. He has also flown out to left in his 2 trips to the plate. Right-hander Ishikawa behind in the count with 1 ball and no strikes. He holds at the belt. And now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that is waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. Our friend Dinger says they need Williams Astudillo up instead. Yeah, amazing that you'd be pulling for a hitter who's batting 154 to replace the guy who's hitting below 100. Mario Mendoza would blush at this because none of these guys here are even in his range. Here comes the 1-1. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Moving back on it is the first baseman, Gunji, who's going to make the catch over the shoulder, and that is going to retire Richard. It's going to be a pop-up to third. That ball was flared. That's exactly where you want to play your right fielder, Manami, in and toward the line on a big fellow like this. Try to take away the flare, but you can't get beat up on a breaking ball that's in the inside part of the plate and flare it down that first base line. That's going to retire Richard for the second out of the inning, and it's going to bring up Kenta Tanagawara. Well, for Tanagawara, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. And even though the fact that the Hawks have battled back into this one, it just seems like they have to put in a lot of work to be able to do something here. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left center field. Moving in on it is the center fielder, Isabata, but it's going to be the shortstop, Narama, who's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it here. So that is going to retire the Hawks here in their half of the inning. But there's been damage done, and there's been lots of it. 3 runs in the inning on 5 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Fighters 6 and the Hawks 5. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Here is some of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Six five, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Fighters are coming to bat. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It looks like we are going to have a pitching change. We're going to wait for confirmation, but it does look like it is Katsuki Matayoshi who's coming on into the ball game to replace Ozeki in his 4 innings of work. So we're just going to hang it out here. It looks like it's going to be Chusei Manami, Ariel Martinez, and Yuki Nomura to come to bat here in the 5th inning. We are just going to get that confirmation, as it does look like it is a right-hander, and that's who it looks like, the former Chinichi Dragon on in relief. That is exactly who we have. So the right-hander Matayoshi in the ball game. He's making his 9th appearance of the year. He's worked 6 1/3 innings. He's allowed 7 hits. He's walked 4 and struck out 2. Got an ERA of 4.26. So Katsuki Matayoshi on in relief here of Ozeki. So we're into the bullpen battle already. No surprising, or not surprising here in this one. So Matayoshi on in relief. And it also looks like we have a new catcher. It is Takuya Kai in behind the plate. So Kai will be coming in here. It looks like he's going to be taking over for Tanagawara, but I want to see if Tanagawara stays in the ball game. Sometimes they play him in the outfield, but Takuya Kai now in to catch. And the first pitch on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Manami. Nami tonight 0 for 2. He has flown to right and grounded to short in his 2 trips. Batting from the right side against the right-hander Matayoshi here, who rocks into the windup. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on his chop slowly over to third. Richard fields it. He throws on the run. That's going to go in the books as a ground out 5-3. So 1 up and 1 away here for the Fighters in their half of the 5th inning, and that's going to bring up Ariel Martinez. Just as a reminder, we like to refer to it as Japanese halftime. That is where we're going to be headed with this one here in just a few, as it'll be the halftime at the end of the 5th inning. They take an extended break. We will as well. We'll get ourselves a little snack, refresh up our drinks, and be able to bring this one home for everybody. As the first pitch to Martinez is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Martinez. Martinez tonight 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, and he has flown to left. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches Martinez at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Matayoshi's come in here, and he has really looked smooth. Obviously, the left-hander Ozeki had his struggles here tonight. Matayoshi comes in, and he has looked very much at ease. This is going to be the 6th pitch of the inning, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. He has trouble fielding it. He picks it up after he bobbles it. Throws to first. That's going to retire Martinez on a ground out 1-3. He's second out of the inning, so 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Yuki Nomura. Well, if you're just joining us, Yuki Nomura tonight, he's got 2 solo home runs in this one. Both of them to left field, but both were off the starter Ozeki. So he strides to the plate here, as the Fighters are holding on to a 1-run lead, 6-5 here in the 5th inning. And for those of you who are checking to see if the over-under is cashed in, I think we already know the answer to this. Yes, it has. So here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Nomura. With the 2 homers tonight, Nomura has hit his 9th and 10th of the year. He waits here on the offering from the righty, who kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball that misses outside. Count runs even to 1-1. Be an interesting question to find out who was the last fighter to hit 3 home runs in a ball game. I don't have the answer off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure there was somebody earlier this year that did it. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, but moving over and making the catch is the center fielder, and that is going to be Makihara, who hauls it in right center field for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Fighters in their half of the inning. Rise and Shine USA says Hawks are going to have to earn it. You're absolutely right. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board in the inning. It looks like the big boss has come out. We may have ourselves another pitching change. But with that being said, everybody, appreciate you all for listening in. It is the Japanese halftime, as we like to call it. We're going to be back in a few minutes as they've cleared the field. We'll be right back after this with all the action after we get ourselves a drink of water and maybe even a scone. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
All I want
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the sixth inning, as we like to call this our Japanese halftime, as it is an extended break in between the innings. It is a 6-5 lead here for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. Just a quick recap here in this one. The scoring was opened up in the first inning as Tetsuro Yanagamachi got the Hawks on the board as he was driven home by Kensuke Kondo with a 2-out single. That opened the scoring for the Hawks 1-0. In the bottom of the first, it was Kentaro Kiyomiya who stepped up and hit his seventh homer of the year. That tied the game at 1. Hawks traded the run back in the second inning, as with 1 out, it was Richard who was hit by a pitch. And then after a Kenta Tanegawara single and an error by the shortstop allowed Masaki Momori to load the bases, Tetsuro Yanagamachi bounced into a fielder's choice, and that brought home Richard with the second run of the game for the Hawks. In the bottom of the second inning, another home run, this time by Yuki Nomura, even the score at 2 apiece. And then it wasn't until the bottom of the fourth inning when the fighters stuck a 4 spot on the board, as it was another solo shot by Nomura, and then a 2-out walk to Imagawa, a triple by Narama, who had brought home Imagawa. Then Gunji singled home Narama, and eventually it was Kiyomiya who knocked home Gunji for a 4-run spot in that inning to give a 6-2 lead to the fighters. But it was 3 runs in the top of the fifth inning after back-to-back singles by Yanagamachi and Makihara. And Yanagita struck out. It was a 2-run double by Kondo, and then a single by Nakamura, and then Imamiya hit a single that knocked home Kondo with the 3rd run of the inning. And that's where we sit right now, 6-5 for the fighters. Well, we do have another pitching change for the fighters here as they've gone to the bullpen. It is going to be number 33 in the game. This is going to be Kazuaki Teteno. So he is on in relief. I don't know if I've said that name correctly. That is a name that I have not seen. So Teteno on in relief. The right-hander is in his 3rd year. He's only making his 2nd appearance for the fighters. He has worked 2 innings. He's allowed 5 hits. And he has walked none and struck out 3. And the first pitch delivered here to Masaki Momori is swung on and popped up behind home plate. Moving back underneath it is Martinez, and he's going to make the catch. And that's going to retire Momori for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away with 1 pitch here, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. It's the 3rd season that he's been in the NPB, has the right-hander Teteno. He appeared in 11 games a couple of seasons ago, and then 3 games last year. And ironically, in the time he's been here, he has a record of 5-5. The first pitch is a fastball, take it for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 here to Yanagamachi. Right-hander working to the set. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count goes even to 1-1 on Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi tonight is officially 1 for 3. He's twice bounced into a fielder's choice. He has singled, he's driven a run, and he scored a pair here for the Hawks. Here comes the offering from Teteno, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's swung on and shot foul behind home plate. Counts 1-2 to Yanagamachi. Third pitcher used here for the fighters tonight. As we said, we expect a full-on pitching parade from this point on. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Yanagamachi. And as I said before at the beginning of the stream tonight, it's not that we dislike the fighters. I just have a feeling tonight that the way this game is going to end up, I'm pointing toward the Hawks in this one from the outset. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Teteno holds at the belt, now raises to the chest. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is grounded down the left field line into the corner. It's going to be cut off by the left fielder who is shading that direction. And then you're going to fire it back in, but Yanagamachi's got aboard with a 1-out single. It's the 4th time tonight he's reached base, the 2nd hit for him. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara tonight, he is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles in his 3 trips. He's also scored a run in this one. The Chicago Cubs this past week have abused the Cincinnati Reds. They put up twice double-digit runs. Here's the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Makihara, and it's a fastball that misses inside, backs him off the plate. Count is 1-0. Makihara to be followed by Yuki Yanagita here in the sixth. As I said, if you're a fighter fan, you probably never felt so unsafe right now with this 6-5 lead. Even when it was a 6-2 lead, you had to be biting your nails. My poor friend Zay, who's in here listening to us, cheering for the fighters. I don't know how you can do it tonight. There's a fastball swung on and his tap foul. The count goes even at 1-1. I have to say the fighters are much better to watch this year than they have been in the last couple of seasons. Last year, there was a lot of rah-rah-ism around Shinjo. The year before, they were just God right down awful. The fighters are certainly a little bit more. You can see them trending in the right direction. They're just not ready now. There's a pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. They really need a couple of more arms, a couple more starters, a couple more bats in the lineup. I'm able to do some damage, but certainly Chusei Manami, Kiyomiya, Nomura, there's a lot of strength in this fighters lineup. It's only going to get better. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Instead, they fire over to first base, and diving back in time is Yanagamachi. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Taisi Makihara. Right-hander gets the side from his catcher Martinez, and as he works to the set. And instead, they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Yanagamachi again. Worried about Yanagamachi. He's got 1 stolen base on the season. He's not necessarily the most fleetest of foot. He can run well, but he doesn't run well enough. Runs well enough to play his position. He just doesn't run well enough to steal bases. Here's the pitch. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Oh, Makihara, I don't know what you were doing. Went after a pitch that looked like it was going to be spiked into the ground. Definitely a split finger pitch. It fell literally right on top of home plate. That runs the count to 2-2. Yanagamachi had 3 stolen bases all of last season. If there's a pitch that you might want to think about running on, this could be it here on the 2-2. If anything, it'll stay out of the double play. Here's the 2-2, and the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped slowly over to third. They're going to have to hurry to get him as Makihara gets down the line well, but a nice play by Kiyomiya. That's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. It's going to advance Yanagamachi into scoring position at second base. He's going to be there at second after the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it up to Yuki Yanagita. Nice play there by Kiyomiya to have to charge the ball, field it with the glove hand, and throw on the run. That was on an in-between hop, and he took that one there. So Yuki Yanagita striding to the plate. He's had a tough night at the office. 0 for 3 tonight. He's bounced into a fielder's choice. He's grounded out and struck out. Looking for his first hit here. Here's the first offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line, and it's just going to slice foul. Oh, boy, he didn't miss that one by much. 2 balls and 1 strike to Yanagita. Our friend the African is in the house tonight. As we said, rise and shine. They came in about 15 minutes ago. We were going to our break, so we appreciate both of you guys for popping in here tonight. Tatano ready to deliver again. He looks at the runner at second base. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Yanagita. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander gets ready to go back to work. Yanagita waggling his bat. As the right-hander holds set, he checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that skips away from the catcher, Martinez. It's going to be a wild pitch. Moving up another 90 feet is Yanagamachi. It's going to run the count to 1-2 on Yanagita. So 90 feet away for the runner to cash in here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander works to the set position, and now he is ready to make the offer. Here's the pitch. Fastball that is down. Nice block this time by the catcher, Martinez. Count goes to 2-2. For some of you there, you may be taking a look. Some of you who may be on YouTube Premium, they are increasing the price. So very, very interesting there for YouTube. They are increasing the price. That might be a good thing for us as creators, hopefully. Here's the 2-2. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into right field, right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Fielding it is the center fielder, Isobata, and that's going to tie the ball game. An RBI single here by Yanagita. And we are a new ball game all over again. It is now 6-6 here in the 6th inning. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Kazuki Kondo. So it's a brand new game here. We're back to where we began. 6-6 the scoreline. Absolute slugfest. We figured it would be a lot of runs scored in this game. Wasn't sure exactly where it was going to land, but that's where we're at here. Yanagita with his first hit of the ball game. This brings Kondo to the plate. Kondo here so far has driven in 3 runs tonight. He's got a single, a double. He's also struck out. He's scored a run himself, and he's driven in 3. As he takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. 6-6 here in the 6th. And by my count, that's 12 hits tonight for the Hawks. Here comes the 0-1 to Kondo. As they kick and deliver, there's a fastball swung on and is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on the warning track, looking up, and this ball is gone. A home run for Kazuki Kondo. He's gone the other way for a 2-run shot, and it's now an 8-6 lead for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. I can't believe what we're watching here tonight. This is like home run derby live at our fingertips. So Kondo with his 4th and 5th RBIs of the night. Our friend Tyler, who was in here earlier and was thinking that this game was over, I don't know if he's still with us tonight, but that's a 2-run shot here for Kondo. 8-6 now for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Dinger says, great hitter it was, and Zay said he was due for it. Our friend God is Great says we should be coming soon, correct? Yeah, we're a couple of weeks away. 14 days and change. Oh, the big boss is losing his mind in the dugout. Our friend Zay said he probably went to sleep. He's going to wake up happy. Now, last night it was walked off, that's for sure. Well, who knows, Zay? We Got a long way to go in this one. I just don't trust the Fighters' bullpen or their starters or their lack of depth or their defense. But outside of that, there's still a chance. We got a replay on that one. You want to talk about a wall scraper. That was one that just fell onto the other side of the fence. Kensuke Kondo has himself a home run. They're going to go and have a look at this. The umpires are coming out and they're waving the home run around. I think that the big boss wanted to see if there was a chance that it wasn't. Kensuke Kondo tonight, a single, a double, a home run, 5 runs batted in. He's a triple away from the cycle. Well, that's going to bring the first baseman Akira Nakamura to the plate. For Nakamura, he's 2 for 3 in this one. Back-to-back innings with 3 spots for the Hawks. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Nakamura has raised his season average to 272. I think when this game is done tonight, most of the hitters for the Hawks will have raised their season average. There's a breaking ball rolled over to the second baseman, fielded by Kamikawa Kabata. But that's one batter too late. That goes in the books as a ground out 4-3. And that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. But there was more damage here for the Hawks. 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning on 3 hits. The big blow, the 2-run shot by Kondo. There was no errors and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is now an 8-6 lead for the Hawks. We'll be back in just a few after this. Unbelievable here tonight. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher to break it up for a bit.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Well, it's been a heck of a game for Kensuke Kondo. We'll give you 30 seconds of him, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Hawks, and that means it's going to be Daigo Kamikawa Kabata, Yuma Imagawa, and Taiki Narama slated to come to hit. We'll see what the Hawks have chosen to do. It is still going to be the right-hander Matayoshi still in the ballgame as he's come back in for inning number 2. And the first offering is a breaking ball that misses down and into Kamikawa Kabata. The count is 1-0. Kamikawa Kabata 0 for 2 tonight, flown to left and grounded to second in his 2 trips. As the right-hander rocks into delivery and delivers a fastball swung on, grounded back to the pitcher. Fields it this time cleanly, throws to first, not so cleanly. Tough play there by the first baseman, Nakamura, but he holds on to the ball and onto the bag, and that's going to retire Kamikawa Kabata for the first out of the inning on a ground out 1-3. So 1 in the books, and that's going to bring the left fielder Yuma Imagawa. As we mentioned before, the only other game that is going on in the NPB is the game between the Dragons and the Swallows. That's at the Vantholin Dome. The Vantholin Dome in Nagoya. 4-2 for the Dragons. That's now in the top of the 7th. Fastball delivered to Imagawa, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Imagawa tonight has been aboard twice. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. Both of those were against the starter Ozeki. He's also scored a run. As he pitches a fastball swung on, this ball is grounded up the middle for a base hit. And Imagawa is having himself a ball game 3 times tonight on base. He's got himself a single here. And the smiles continue for the Fighters left fielder. He's having himself a grand old time tonight. Got hit by the pitch, was smiling, walked, was smiling. Now he's got a base hit, and he's grinning from ear to ear. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Taiki Narama. Well, for Narama, in this one here, he's got a triple in 2 trips. He's also driven in a run and scored a run. So 1 for 2. He's grounded to third his other at-bat. That triple in the 4th inning, he's raised his season average to 217. Has a homer and 8 RBIs. He's waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Matayoshi, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We've got ourselves a good old-fashioned slugfest between the Hawks and the Fighters here tonight. 8-6 for the Hawks here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Lots of baseball still left in this one. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball that is waved at and missed. Count goes to 1-1. Narama could not hold up. That pitch was well inside. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is, as the right-handed hitting shortstop waiting here on the offering from the right-handed throwing Matayoshi. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for called strike, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fighters fans are cheering their club on here as they have blown a 6-2 lead. Now find themselves down 8-6. There's a fastball that misses inside. Backs Narama off the plate. It's now 2-2. He gets himself dug back in. Runner at first, Imagawa. 1 gone here in the 6th inning. Narama waggling the bat, waiting on the offering here from Matayoshi. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Oh, boy. Not sure about that one. Narama's going to feel snake bitten and hard done by that. Now, the reason I say that is that Takuya Kai was not set up outside. The pitch, he was set up more down the middle. Pitch ended up outside, had to really come across his body to make the catch, but that is going to retire Narama for the 2nd out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the first baseman, Yuya Gunji. Well, Gunji tonight is 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. He's also flown out to center field in his 3 trips to the plate. He's raised his season average to 322. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses outside. Looked like a very similar location to the pitch to Narama. So 1 ball and no strikes. Gunji here waiting on the offering from the right-hander who holds to the set. Gotta keep our eye on the runner. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count goes even at 1-1. And Magawa's got 3 stolen bases on the year. It'd be a prime time for him to run here. If he gets thrown out, then you've got Gunji to lead off the next inning. If he steals the base, he's in scoring position. Here comes the 1-1. As Matayoshi works to the set. And the pitch. Fastball that backs Gunji off the plate, and the count now goes to 2-1. Curious to see what the Hawks are going to do pitching-wise from here to the end of the game. They don't have Levon Moinello. He's gone for a while. I think they said he's got an oblique issue. Roberto Osuna is available. He can work the ninth inning. But who they're going to go with, I would assume Matsumoto would be a pitcher that they would consider. And to me, he'd be somebody they maybe would turn to in the seventh inning. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Is Matayoshi ready to go back to work again? Runner at first, Imagawa, 2 gone here in the 6th. Matayoshi would not survive the pitch count rules in Major League Baseball. He would be well behind. Here we go. Pitch is on the way. A fastball swung on, grounded back to the pitcher. He fields it, throws over to first. That's the 3rd time in 2 innings that he's had to field his own position. That goes as a ground out, 1-3, as Gunji is out for the 3rd out of the inning here. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 8 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 6. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Our friend Dinger says, Japanese umps still better than the MLB ones? Well, some are, and some are not. But I can tell you this, the cheerleaders in Japan are much better than the North American ones. I don't think we have any. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. They're showing a good old-fashioned chili dog at the Hokkaido Nippon Food Hall. Looks like a lot of good eating going on in that ballpark right now. That's the one thing that you got to like is you got to like good ballpark food. And I'm not talking about when I go to a ball game, I want some good nachos. I want a good greasy slice of pizza. I want good fresh ballpark food, not soggy buns or whatever else. That drives me absolutely crazy. So I'm looking forward to see what they have to offer in Japan for ballpark extravaganza food. So it is going to be Haruki Miyauchi on the mound here, as he's going to be making his appearance now for the Fighters. This is going to be pitcher number 4 used. We'll get you his specs here in just a couple moments. But Haruki Miyauchi on in relief. I don't know if I have seen this young right-hander before, but he is coming on to work here as pitcher number 4 used, and he is going to be having to face Kenta Emamiya Richard and Kenta Tanagawara. Miyauchi, the right-hander who has come on into the ballgame, he's in his rookie season, 6th pick in the 2022 draft. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Emamiya. He's making his 15th appearance of the year. He's got 1 win and no losses. He's worked 15 2/3 innings, allowed 19 hits, 4 walks, and struck out 18, but he's got an ERA of 5.17. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into center field for a base hit. And the hit parade continues as Emamiya is aboard with a single. That's by our counts, hit number 14 of the ball game for the Hawks. That's going to bring up the third baseman, or slated to bring up the third baseman, Richard. Well, for Richard tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has flown out to left. He has popped to first. He's been hit by a pitch and scored a run. 14 hits in the ball game. already tonight for the Hawks. And Richard is looking for his first. He is having a tough time this year. He's 2 for 23. Batting average has now dropped to .087. You got to wonder how much longer of a leash he's going to have before he gets the sundown back to the farm as he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. He's taking pitches for strikes and he's swinging pitches that are at balls. He has definitely had a tough time here. Here comes the 0-1 offering as the right-handed stick stands very deep in the batter's box. He is slightly open. Miyauchi steps off the rubber, and he's going to go through the sign sequence again here with his catcher Martinez. So no balls and 1 strike to Richard. Right-hander works to the set. Here comes the offering. The pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that almost hits Richard. Backs him off the plate, and that's going to run the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. For those of you who have just joined us, at one point it was a 6-2 lead for the Fighters. It seems like a distant memory here as the Hawks have a 8-6 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. They're looking to add to this lead as it was a leadoff single here by Imamiya. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Richard. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field for a base hit. That's something that you don't see all that often is a Richard base hit. As that is going to get him off the schneid. He's got himself a single here. It advances Imamiya over to second. And it's slated to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Double check to make sure it is Kai because it was Kenta Tanagawara. I'm pretty sure that Kai had entered into his spot. Zay said he got a hit. Yes, he did. And amazing at that because that does not help the cause. That is, by our books, hit number 15 of the ball game for the Hawks. And they're not done yet. Zay says, yeah, we're done. Well, the problem is what's your bullpen going to do? It looks like that Richard's day is done. They're going to have a pinch runner for him. Wonder who they're going to bring in. Is it going to be Shudo? No, it looks like it's Kawase, number 00. And one would have to think that Takuya Kai is going to be in here to sacrifice bunt at this point. It is Kai who is hitting here for Tanagawara. And Kawase now the runner over at first base for Richard. They've got the corners in. They are in double play depth up the middle. Takuya Kai batting for the first time here tonight. Hitting .216 on the season with 7 homers and 30 runs driven in. And here comes the offering from the right-hander who delivers. There's no sign of a bunt, and it's a breaking ball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Kai. Interesting. They're not going to bunt Takuya Kai here because the top of the order, Masaki Momori, waits on deck. Maybe the Fighters manager just figures they can keep the hit parade rolling. I don't know. 1 ball and no strikes to Kai. 8-6 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. The Hawks have runners at first and second with nobody out. 1 ball and no strike count to Kai. 4th pitcher used tonight. As Miyauchi is in the ballgame here for the Fighters. It's got to be the worst feeling for the Fighters' boss there, Shinjo. You got yourself a lead, and there's nothing you can do to hang on to it. You're just watching it evaporate. Any pitcher that you roll out there, just not able to contain the Hawks at any point. 15 hits so far for Fukuoka. Here comes the 1-0 offering. And now they squared a bunt, and the ball is down. It's fielded. They take a look at third, but they're going to go to first to retire Kai. It's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books as a 1-4 putout. That's going to retire Kai for the first out of the inning. It advances Imamiya to third. The pinch runner Kawase is over to second. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. So for all the Fighters fans who've jumped in here tonight, which would probably be Zay. Kind of feel for you, Zay, because the opportunity to get a second win in a row against the Hawks here, and right now it's not looking too good, especially the way that you had it. You had a 6-2 lead. On the flip side, the Hawk fans, they're chomping at the bit. There's probably a fight at the bat rack right now, so that they could possibly be able to get themselves another opportunity to swing the bat. So Masaki Momori at the plate here tonight. He's 1 for 4. He's got a single and 4 trips. He's also reached on an error. He's grounded to short and popped to the catcher, and he swings through a fastball for strike 1, and the count is 0-1. Montana Millward says needed a hand fighter's dub. Yeah, well, it was looking good there until the top of the 5th inning, and then the wheels fell off the apple cart. At the top of the 6th inning, it was insult to the injury. My friend Zay says, I'm used to being let down whether it's the Guardians or the Fighters. Well, the Guardians are in a pretty weak Central Division. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and now the count goes to 0-2 on Momori. We do welcome everybody into the stream tonight. We thank everybody for dropping in. Reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves for these same 2 ball clubs tomorrow, so if you're around and want to check it out, hopefully you can come on in and make it in here with us. That game will go off an hour earlier. It's going to be at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern time. Here comes the 0-2. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Momori. Our friend Prezi says, keep here doing your thing. How can I watch the game live? Well, we'll give you a few options on that, Prezi. Montana says he's or she or he, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're male or female. They are a Phillies fan. Phillies have had some tough losses recently. One the other day to the Marlins in extra innings was a challenge. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, there's a couple of ways that you might be able to watch the game. As there's a fastball swung on it, is chopped into the infield there. It looks like, was it chopped or did they make the catch? It looks like they made the catch on that one. As Momori is gone, or are they going to bring him back for a foul ball? Let's see what the ruling is here. We're going to get this one again. Pitch came in. It looked like it was fouled off. Nope, it was popped up. It was just chopped over the head of the pitcher. Nice catch by the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata. It's going to retire Momori for the second out. It's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Tatsuro Yanagamachi. Well, for Yanagamachi tonight, he's been on base every time he's come to the plate. He's got 2 hits, and he's reached on 2 fielders' choices. He's driven in a run, and he has scored 3 times. He's raised his season average up to 260. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So for Prezi, who was asking about how you can watch the game live, one of the things you could do is you could go and Google Live QQ. You got to do some searching, and you got to make sure that you've got your search engine there. Got to be able to use Google Translate because it is in Chinese. Look for the baseball. You'll be able to navigate it around a little bit. Another option is you could go to, I don't know if the zone is still carrying it in the States. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. The zone was carrying it. If you have a VPN, the zone out of Japan, I think, carries some of these games. We've got PacificLeague.com as an option. You got to pay for that. Again, you got to be able to use Google Translate if your ability to speak Japanese or read Japanese isn't very good. And then, of course, there's also a couple of betting houses. I think it's Bet2X that if you have to be a member, if you're a member, they'll give you the live feed through their site. There's a fastball, just misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. but we can't post links in the chat. That'll get us in a lot of trouble. So you just have to go through and be able to navigate that. And we're still here. So if you're around and you're having problems, come back and ask. And I know there are a few people that are in here from time to time that would be more than happy to help guide you as we can as well. So 2 balls and 1 strike. That's the right-hander ready to go again. He checks the runner at second base. Here's the pitch to Yanagamachi. It's a breaking ball that is taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. Well, what a lot of people do, Prezi, is they find the game and then they sync it up because all the game is in Japanese or in Chinese, depending on the feed that you might be able to find. And what people do is they play around with it, they get the feed, and then they just sync our commentary to it. There is a bit of a delay. So we have a bit of a delay through StreamYards. I think it's about 5 or 6 second delay. And then when you think about the delay on the game, it's another few seconds. So we're probably about 10 or 11 seconds behind the live feed. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander checks the runner, now delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tatsuro Yanagamachi. The runner at third is Imamiya. The runner at second is the pinch runner Kawase. There's 2 gone here in the 7th. And the payoff pitch is ready to come here to Yanagamachi. As a reminder, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new here. It does help us out. And hopefully you folks will come on back again and see us again for these same 2 teams tomorrow night. The notification bell, if you ring it, it'll let you know when we go live, usually about 30 minutes out. Here's the 3-2 pitch. As the right-hander holds set. And now he delivers. It is a fastball that misses up and in. It's going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Yanagamachi aboard all 5 times he's come to the plate tonight. And that is going to bring up Taisi Makihara. And it's going to bring the pitching coach out of the Fighters dugout because they're going to have a conference on the mound here to have a talk with the reliever, Miyauchi. There is nobody up in the Fighter bullpen. I have to say, that's a pretty nice looking bullpen that they have put together there in Hokkaido. Our friend Ahmed says, let's go SoftBank. Well, this game right now has an opportunity to be blown right apart. As Taisi Makihara comes to the plate, he's 2 for 4 in this one. He's also scored a run. He's grounded to second and grounded to third in his 4 trips to the plate. So bases full of Hawks, 2 gone here in the 7th. They're looking to add to their lead, 8-6 for Fukuoka. And here's the first offering to Makihara, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander here really struggling. Looking for the final out of the inning. He works to the set position. Pitch number 19 of the inning coming up here. It's on the way. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. Probably would have been ball 2 had Makihara hung off on that one. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Taisi Makihara. I have to say it's been a bit of a seesaw ball game here. Say seesaw because it's been up and down. It's Fighters in the lead, Hawks in the lead, Fighters in the lead, Hawks in the lead, Fighters in the league. And now it's the Hawks in the league, and they're looking to blow it apart. Here's the 1-1 to Makihara. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the line in left field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, and it's just going to slice foul. Oh, boy, that was really fortunate for the Fighters. If that ball would have landed in fair territory, that might have cleared the bases. That's going to put 1 ball and 2 strikes to Makihara. The Hawks have somebody up and throwing in their bullpen. So it looks like they'll be making a pitching change more than likely here in their half of the inning. If I cut the number correctly, but it looks like I didn't. Thought we were going to have a right-hander that would be there, but we'll have to wait and see. There's another fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. Have to get that when they come in the next half. Might be Kaino up and throwing. That would be Hiroshi Kaino. It's not going to get any easier for the Fighters here. So 1-2 strikes to Makihara. Bases are loaded, 2 gone here in the 7th. Right-hander Miyauchi trying to get out of a jam. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Manami's going to field it. 1 run is in. And it is going to be 2 runs of going to cross the plate. And a clutch base hit single here by Makihara. His 3rd hit of the ball game has driven in a pair of runs. That's going to make the scoreline 10-6 for Fukuoka. And the hit parade just continues to roll on here. The 16th hit of the ball game for Fukuoka in this one. 2 RBIs for Makihara. Imamiya crosses the plate and Kawase crossed the plate. And this game here, that over-under that we said was at 6.5 at the beginning of the ball game, not even fair on how that one was blown up tonight. That was easy money. And it looks like that the runner Yanagamachi got all the way around to 3rd on that base hit. I think we've got runners on the corners, but there is nobody up in the bullpen. It's going to bring Yuki Yanagita to the plate. He's 1 for 4 in this one. Singled, drove in a run, and scored a run his last time up, and he swings through a fastball, and the count is quickly 0 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Zay says, Miyauchi gassed after 20 pitches. Could be. Maybe it's the nerves. Or maybe it's you're just not good enough. Here's the 0-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-1. That was a tough pitch. Still lots of baseball left in this one. We're in the top of the 7th inning. The Hawks have put crooked numbers up on the board in the 5th and the 6th, and now here again in the 7th. 10-6, they have the lead. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses inside. The count now goes to 2-1. Yeah, you know, it's tough when you're always trying to have to increase your talent level. 10 runs, 16 hits, no errors in this one for the Hawks. And you think about it, I don't want to call it the selfishness, but you sold off some of your players to be able to help pay for your stadium as that fastball misses up and away. Counts 3-1. But you'd like to think in the long term that this will be benefits for the Fighters. Building the new stadium, being able to fill the seats. The team right now not ready to win yet, but they have a nice young core they're developing. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is here to the left-handed hitting Yanagita. Runners at the corners, 2 gone, and it's a breaking ball that's taken for a call strike. Yanagita sure didn't like that. It's going to run the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yanagita. The runner at first, Makihara, will be on the move. Yanagamachi is the runner at 3rd. Here comes the offering. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's hit hard into right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run's going to come in, rounding 2nd, and heading to 3rd is the runner, Makihara. He was in motion on the play, and that's a single and an RBI for Yanagita. Yet another run. That's the 11th run of the ball game now here for Fukuoka. Yet another 3-run inning. Back-to-back 3-run innings here for the Hawks. They are absolutely putting on a hitting display. And speaking of the hitting display, it's going to bring up Kensuke Kondo. He is 3 for 4 in this one. A single, a double, a homer. He's driven in 5 runs of the 11 so far for the Hawks. And the hit parade is continuing. By my count, that's 17 hits now for Fukuoka in this one. And Yukio Shudo will come in to run for Yanagita over at first base. So the first offering here ready to come up to Kondo. As they kick and deliver, it's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. And into second base with a stolen base is Shudo. So he has got himself there. It's runners now at second and third with 2 gone. And no balls and 1 strike here to Kondo. Fred Ahmed says 11-6 to the Hawks. Yes, it is. We update our scoring, Ahmed, at the end of the half innings. So 11-6 here for Fukuoka as they look to add to their lead. Runner at second, Shudo. Runner at third, Makihara. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Fighters finally have somebody up in their bullpen. Number 67, it is Takumi Yamamoto. We saw Yamamoto pitch last weekend. Only a 5'6" or 5'7" right-hander. Actually 5'5". He's like Jose Altuve's size. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hit into deep right center field, just not deep enough. Moving over is the center fielder Isobate. He makes the catch, and Kondo is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it. There were 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We'll move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is Fukuoka 11, Hokkaido 6. Still lots of baseball left in this one, everybody. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a few. If you're a Fighter fan, you are hanging on for dear life here. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. They're going to the bullpen and bringing in a right-hander. It is going to be Kaino coming on in relief. So he is Hiroshi Kaino, making his 28th appearance of the season. He's going to be the 3rd pitcher used tonight here. We do have changes as Yukio Shudo is in right field and Kawase is the new 3rd baseman. So for the reliever, Hiroshi Kaino, as he is coming into the ball game, appearance number 28 now. He's got 1 win, no losses, and a save. He's worked 26 in the 3rd innings, allowed 19 hits. He has walked 9 and struck out 27, and he's got an ERA of 2.73. So he's going to be entrusted to face Ryota Isabata, Kentaro Kiyomiya, and Chusei Manami here in the 7th inning. That's who is slated to come to bat for the Fighters. As we're ready to resume the action. Everybody seems to be tapping out now at this one. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Fielded by Mamori. He throws to first. With one pitch, there is one away. It's a ground out 4-3. So now it is a game of time, so to speak, left for the Fighters. They've only got 8 outs left here to try to score some runs. Well, for Kentaro Kiyomiya tonight, he is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a home run. He's driven in a pair of runs, and he's also popped a second. Here comes the first offering from Kino. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one. It counts 1-0. And this pretty much right now, this is where you want to attack hitters with your fastballs. They can put the ball in play. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul down the left field line. It runs the count even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Appreciate everybody who has made it into the stream with us here tonight. For those who have hung around to watch, appreciate your support. Here's the pitch. Split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander again delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yamamoto up and throwing in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and is lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at 1-2 to Kiyomiya. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander Kino delivers. A breaking ball swung on. Taps slowly over to second. Mamori fields it. He throws on the run. That's going to retire Kiyomiya on a ground out 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away, both to the second baseman. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Our friend Road Scholar says, listening as he plays Stratomatic. Oh, we appreciate you for jumping in here. And that'd be interesting if they had Stratomatic for the Japanese League. I don't know if Road Scholar is playing Stratomatic in terms of the online version or if he's playing with the CD-ROM version or what version he's playing with. I had the CD and I had the player cards a few years ago. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one that counts 1-0 to Manami. Remember playing, I had Stratomatic basketball as a kid. That would have been probably in the late 80s, just as the Pistons were starting to win their championships. There's a breaking ball that misses. When the Lakers and the Celtics were battling it out, the Chicago Bulls hadn't won theirs yet. So 2 balls and no strikes as the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Road Scholar says basketball in the late 80s was a great game. Yeah. I remember playing with the Denver Nuggets. They could score a lot of points. I think it was Alex English, Dan Issel, a whole bunch of others. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's hit foul over on the third base side. It's going to reach the dugout. It's going to keep the count now, or run the count now to 2-2 on Manami. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Road Scholar says the last NPB Strat season was 2018. It's too bad. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. I remember when we used to play it with buddies I went to high school with, years ago when we would play the game, we pulled out a 20-sided die. We were using that as our piece, I guess, the way we would put it. We had dice that we were using in the game, and rather than having one, we had a multiple one. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Nice job by the left fielder, Yannick Gamachi, to get over. That's going to hold Manami to a long single. He's got himself a 2-out single here, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Ariel Martinez. Well, don't go away yet. The fighters here showing some life. And with one swing of the bat, they could come back to within 3 here because Martinez has the ability to put the ball in the seats. And so does Yuki Nomura as he is waiting on deck. He's got 2 home runs tonight in this one. Stratomatic NPB would be very entertaining. How many more bunts would there be in that game compared to what there is in Major League Baseball? How do you grade somebody's bunts in the MLB these days? Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Martinez tonight 0 for 3. He has grounded to the pitcher. He has flown to left and grounded to third. I have to say the third jersey hats that the fighters were wearing a couple of weeks ago, they were one of the nicest hats I've seen. Here's the pitch. Fastball that's waved out and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. If I was going to pick up a hat, I think it would have to be one of those. Throw my Seattle Mariner hat in the garbage and start donning the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighter hat. It's too bad they can't play how they look. They are definitely struggling. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball that misses down. Takuya Kaya is going to ask for time. So that's going to run the count now to 2-1 on Ariel Martinez. Rhodes says they need a throwback to a Nankai hat. That would be for Fukuoka, I would assume, the Nankai Hawks. They certainly don't need those teal jerseys they've worn over the last couple of seasons. They finally broke their 11-game losing streak using it for this year. The fastball is grounded and just past the bag at third base. That's going to run the count to 2-2 on Martinez. The Fukuoka teal jerseys, a lot to be desired. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed, right-handed hitting Ariel Martinez waiting on the offering here from the righty Kino. Here's the pitch. Ball swung on and missed. Split finger variety, and that is going to put Martinez down for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was the base hit by Manami. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 7 complete innings. Your score is the Hawks 11 and the Fighters 6. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back. It looks like another pitching change coming up here for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. We'll be back in just a few right after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're waiting on confirmation of the pitching change, but I have a feeling we are going to be seeing Takumi Yamamoto coming into the ball game, as he was the one heating up. Yamamoto, when we saw him pitch, the 23-year-old, he is basically Jose Altuve on the mound. He's about 5'5" or 5'6". And we were kind of laughing, thought, well, maybe this is a bit of a joke, but it's no joke. He can bring the ball up pretty good. He had the first 6 years of his career with the Chinichi Dragons. Check that, 5 years of his career, and he came over to the Fighters a little earlier this year. This is his 11th appearance or 12th appearance for the Fighters. He had 14 for the Dragons. He's got no wins and no losses. He's worked 11 innings. He's allowed 11 hits. He has walked 3 and struck out 8. He's got an ERA of 2.45. So that is where it stands here for Yamamoto. As we said, we're just going to wait here as see a little bit of a delay as they get the pitchers in from the bullpens. And this is the part of the baseball, not just in Japan, but in North America, that drives me crackers. It just takes too long to get these guys in from the bullpen ready to go. So he's going to be the 5th pitcher used tonight by the Hawks. Ito, Ishikawa, Tateno, and Miyauchi, the other ones, but Takumi Yamamoto now on in the game. The first pitch is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kira Nakamura, Kenta Emamiya, and Kawase here at bat. As the offering to Nakamura is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2. Nakamura 2 for 4 today in this one. 2 singles. 11 runs, 17 hits, no errors for the Hawks. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Fighters. You watch tomorrow night's game will probably be a 1-0 ball game. Here's the pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2 to Akira Nakamura. Our friend Road Scholar said the commercial break brought to you by Stratum Haddock Baseball, only game that belongs in the Baseball Hall of Fame. That is actually absolutely true. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Count is now 1-2. The pitching change brought to you by Korean Beer. Although I've not had a Korean Beer. I've had Sapporo and I've had Asahi, but not have had Korean. Korean might be potentially on the docket. There's the pitch. It's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2 to Akira Nakamura. This is one of those games where, as we said before, the Fukuoka Ball Club, there's probably a fist fight at the bat rack as they're trying to be able to race to the plate to face these Fighters pitchers. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball. It swung on. Another one lifted foul down the left field line. And the battle is going to continue between Yamamoto and Nakamura. After this game is over, we'll give you a full recap from around the NPB. And we will call this one a night. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Curious to see the events of what happened between Fernando Tatis and Joe Kelly tonight. That would be what I would be aiming for or to look for. Here's the offering. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul, and the count is going to remain at 2-2 to Nakamura. It's going to be pitch number 9 of the at-bat, about ready to come up here. Hawks fans are cheering on their team here, where they got a bunch of fans going. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field. It's going to be the 3rd hit of the ball game here for Nakamura. It's going to be the 18th hit tonight for the Fukuoka Ball Club. And it doesn't look like by any stretch that they are done. They've got the mascot Hawk up in the stands leading the cheers. But the hit parade continues here for Fukuoka in the 8th inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Emamiya. Well, for Emamiya tonight, he's got a couple of hits and 4 trips. Both singles. He's driven in a run and scored a run. Veteran shortstop. Waggling the bat. I wonder if they'll want to try to push another one over. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is 0-1. 5-run lead could still potentially evaporate. It's not out of the realm that you could drop a sack. Start getting a little further ahead here in terms of the run total, and maybe not, but could still bunt with a 5-run lead here in the 8th inning and probably not get drilled for it. Here's the 0-1. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Emamiya. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're here in the top of the 8th inning. The Hawks have a runner at first and nobody out. One ball and 1 strike to Emamiya. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up over on the left side of the infield, but moving over underneath it is the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Emamiya for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kawase. So be his first plate appearance of the ball game as he has come in to bat for Richard. It was 1 for 3 in this one, and scored a couple of runs and was hit by a pitch. Right-hander against the left-hander. Yamamoto delivers a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. For Kawase on the season, he's hitting a .193, no homers and 9 runs driven in. He does get a lot of opportunities to pinch run. And here comes the pitch. Fastball that is swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. The count now goes to 0-2. There are some other games starting to get going. There is a lefty up and throwing for the Hawks. It is a 3-0 lead already for the Giants in the top of the first, the Tigers in the top of the first inning over the Bay Stars. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at 0-2 to Kawase. Top of the 9th inning, the Dragons have a 4-2 lead over the Swallows at the Vantolin Dome. Trying to close that one off. And in the bottom of the first inning, the Buffaloes and the Lions are locked at 0s. That's the only other game going on in the Pacific League right now. Eagles and Marines, and Carp and Giants to start in less than an hour. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. Moving over and making the catch is the left fielder, Emagawa. That's going to retire Kawase for the second out of the inning. 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, this is his second plate appearance. He had a sacrifice bunt back in the 7th inning. Came on for Kenta Tanagawara, who had started this ball game tonight. Came on defensively back in the 6th inning. Our friend Road Scholar says Strato final in Philly, the 86 Phillies and the 86 Pirates. So there's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Kai. Try to think in my head who would the 86 Phils and Pirates would have to offer. Right-hander Yamamoto working to the set. Checks the runner at first. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Takuya Kai. So no balls and 2 strikes. As Kai bats here with 2 gone in the inning. And here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses outside. Yamamoto thought it was strike 3. He started walking off the mound. Ariel Martinez can't believe it either. It's going to run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Kai. That's what you get when you're a veteran catcher. You get those calls at the plate. Our friend Dinger says, Mike Schmidt. Yeah, you're right. Schmidt would still be hanging in there. I wonder if Dale Murphy was there. There's a split finger pitch that swung on and missed. Kai goes in the books for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it. There was no runs in the inning. There was the hit by Nakamura. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Hawks 11, the Fighters 6. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for all jumping in here with us tonight. And by the way, we didn't have them turned on earlier, but they are on now. Here is our membership video. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations, maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart, visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Rounds Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters here in their half of the 8th inning. That means Yuki Nomura, Daigo Kamikawa, and Yuma Imagawa, scheduled hitters here for the Fighters. It looked like we're going to have yet another pitching change as Fukuoka is going to their bullpen yet again. We'll get some confirmation of that here in just a moment for you guys. That is, looks like it is going to be Taru. And that's exactly who it is, or Tora, I should say. So that would be Fumamaru Taru on in relief. Left-hander is making his 33rd appearance of the year. He's got 2 wins against no losses. He's worked 25 innings. He's allowed 17 hits. He's walked 6 and struck out 22. He's got an ERA of 1.08. So number 56, Fumamaru Taru on in relief here. Well, he's going to face Yuki Nomura, who's got 2 hits tonight, and both of them have left the yard. He's got 2 home runs in 3 trips to the plate. So Nomura striding to the plate here to face Taru. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that pours in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. No ball and 1 strike to Nomura. Our friend Rhodes Color now cheering for the Fighters. Well, to make it entertaining, that's for sure. We'd have an interesting finish. Breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Nomura. Nomura, Kamikawa, and Imagawa here in the 8th. 11 runs, 18 hits, no errors for the Hawks. 6-10-1 for the Fighters. It has been an offensive display here tonight. Fastball misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Trevor, who was listening in early, probably packed it in thinking this game is over for the Hawks. Not so fast, Trevor. Game was just getting started. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Or maybe it was Tyler who left us early. It was a breaking ball, waved out and missed, and Nomura down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Fighters are now down to 5 outs left to try to do something in this one. So one gone. That brings up the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata. He is 0 for 3 here so far. He's flown to left. He's grounded to second, and he's grounded to the pitcher. But as it looks like we may have a pinch hitter for Kamikawa Kabata, and we do. It looks like it is going to be Yamada. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses. For ball one, this is Haruka Yamada. So he is on to pinch hit here for Kamikawa Kabata. 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the pitch from Maru. It's a breaking ball that is swung on from Tara. Sorry, that's a breaking ball that swung on and tap foul. And the count now goes even to 1-1 on Yamada. Yamada will be followed by Emagawa should Emagawa be coming to the plate here. Here's the 1-1. Slow breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count's 2-1. They may be emptying their benches at this point now, as both of these ball clubs are able to do it. Our friend Road Scholar says that Trevor beat or was it Tyler who beat the traffic? I'd have to scroll up in the chat. Yep, saw the 6-2 score line and said, we're headed for the exits early. There's no way the Hawks are coming back in this one. Here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses. Count now goes to 3-1. He was living life. He picked the Dragons to win. And they did win, and he thought that the Hawks were going to skewer them. But in fact, the Hawks were able to get him a victory as well. So he's going to wake up to some nickels and dimes tomorrow. Congratulations to him. Here's the 3-1 offering. Fastball swung on it as pop foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. And that's going to run the count to 3-2. We'll do this all over again here as 3 balls and 2 strikes to Haruka Yamada. Batting here with 1 gone in the 8th inning. Fighters down by 5, 11-6. Here comes the pitch. Tara delivers a fastball that misses up and away. It's going to be ball 4. Yamada's got himself a 1-out walk, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yuma Imagawa. Dinger says, did they use position players to pitch at all in the NPB? Doing this for 3 years, Dinger, and I have not seen one yet. That's not to say that it can't happen, not saying that it won't happen, not saying that it will happen. Just haven't seen it happen. So that's kind of that position that they have. I think that I like what they did in Major League Baseball, where they got rid of the position players pitching. You only get it in a rare occasion after a certain amount of runs. Started to come regular last year. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded over to third. Kwase fields it. They go to second for the fielder's choice. It's going to be in time. And that is going to retire Yamada on the fielder's choice, 5-4. He's out for the second out of the inning. Imagawa is safe at first. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Taiki Narama. I've been butchering his name all night long. But if he keeps hitting triples like he did in the 4th inning, we'll remember it pretty quickly. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a triple in 3 trips. He scored a run and driven in a run, but nope, it's going to be Alan Hansen in the pinch hit here. So the ex-San Francisco Giant, Toronto Blue Jay, is 12 for 83, batting 145. He's got 4 homers and 9 RBIs. Waiting here on the offering from the lefty. As Tara delivers a fastball that swung on and missed, the count is quickly 0-1. Well, a 2-run shot here would make the game far more interesting going into the 9th inning. Alan Hansen right there looked like he wanted to turn one around. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the lefty holds set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. Grounded over to short. Fielded by Amamiya. He goes to second. And that is going to do it. That's going to be a fielder's choice. Emagawa erased on the fielder's choice. 6-4 for out number 3. And that will do it here in the 8th inning for the Fighters. Well, looks like another pitching change is coming. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. We're through 8 complete. Your score is the Hawks 11 and the Fighters 6. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action when we return. Appreciate you guys for all jumping in here with us tonight. Right back after this.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang. Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini. To go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We have a reliever. It's Hiroto Tamai coming into the ball game. He was the 8th overall pick in the 2016 draft. He's in his 7th season for the Fighters. He's making his 36th appearance. He's got no wins, 2 losses, and 2 saves. 24 2/3 innings, 28 hits allowed, 4 walks, and 16 strikeouts, but he's got an ERA of 2.55. It'll be the top of the order coming to bat to face him, and it's going to be Masaki Momori, Tatsuro Yanagamachi, and Taisi Makihara to get things going here in the 9th for the Hawks. The first pitch from Tamaya is a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. The Fighters are running out of time. They've only got 3 outs to have to come back to try to catch the Hawks as that fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander works to the set, now delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Masaki Momori had a single to start the ball game, and it's been tough sledding after that. He's officially 1 for 5 in this one. He did reach on an error, so that fastball swung on and fouled away. It's one of the rare nights where you can come to the plate 6 times in your 9 innings. That's exactly where Momori is at now. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped right to the glove of the shortstop. Nice play by Alan Hansen, who crawled the ladder to make the grab, and that is going to retire Momori for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Tatsuro Yanagamachi. Well, for Yanagamachi, he's had himself a night. He's been on base all 5 times he's come to the plate. He's officially 2 for 4. He's got 2 singles. He's bounced into 2 fielder's choices. He's also walked. He has scored 4 of the 11 runs. There is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. The count is 1-0. He's also driven in a run in this one here, and so he's looking to find his way on base yet again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that catches the inside corner for called strike, and the count is 1-1. Be curious to see if he's back in the lineup again tomorrow night. Sometimes I can't figure out how the ball clubs in Japan do their lineups. Have a great night, and he may not make it back tomorrow. There's a breaking ball inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Yanagamachi. Right-hander works to the set. Here's the offering from Tamaya. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined past the glove of the third baseman into left field. Yanagamachi on base for the 6th time here tonight. 3rd hit of the evening, so 3 for 5 for him. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. So by our count, that is hit number 19 tonight for the Hawks. Well, for Makihara tonight, he is 3 for 5. He's driven in a couple of runs. He's also scored a run. All 3 of his hits have been singles. He's raised his season average up to 276. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Manami. He's got room and space, and he makes the catch. And so Makihara is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave Hall up to Yukio Shudo. Looks like we've got more action in the Hawks bullpen. Looks like another left-hander up and throwing. So here's the offering. It's a fastball to Shudo that just misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Shudo batting 177 on the year. He's got a homer and 7 RBIs. The pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He came in to replace Yuki Yanagita defensively back in the 8th inning. Here's the 1-1. Fastball is swung on. This ball is lifted down the line in left field, and this ball is going to just slice foul. That's going to run the count to 1-2 on Shudo. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Appreciate everybody who's hung in here with us tonight. It was a seesaw affair early. Then the Hawks put the pedal to the metal, scoring 3 times in the 5th inning, the 6th inning, and the 7th inning. There was a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Shudo stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that go by for out number 3, and that's going to do it. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. Your score is the Hawks 11, the Fighters 6. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back to bring this one home for you in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Here's our friend Steve again. And by the way, when you were making fun about him in his fridge, now he's going to do a video from his fridge.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, it's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome, Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
That's right, everybody. We'll be back here in just a moment as our friend Steve Rademacher making the video from his fridge. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a left-hander coming in the ball game. It's Shinosuke Kasaya. As Kasaya is coming in the ball game, he is going to be making his 4th appearance of the year. He's got no record. He's worked 2 1/3 innings. He has allowed 1 hit. He's walked 2 and struck out 4, and he's got an ERA of 0. So he is making his 4th appearance. As we said, it's his 7th season with the Hawks. The 26-year-old ready to get things going here. He's going to be facing the top of the order in Gunji Isobata and Kiyomiya. The first offering from Kasaya is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. For Gunji tonight, he is 2 for 4. He's got a couple of singles. He's scored a run and driven in 1. As he waits on the offering from the lefty who delivers. Fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. The lefty rocking into the windup. He kicks and he fires. Fastball swung on this ball is lifted into deep left center field. Just not deep enough. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, Makihara. He's going to catch that and put it away. Gunji is retired for the first out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up Ryota Isabata. Scheduled to bring up Isabata, but we'll see if we've got a pinch hitter here. Shinjo is at the top of the dugout. We'll see what they have to offer here in this one. It does look like we are going to get a pinch hitter. I'm just not sure who it is at the moment. This looks like it is number 7, so Goe might be the one. Taiga Egoe, and there's a breaking ball that misses for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. The former Hanshin Tiger getting an opportunity to swing the bat here. It's a fastball that he tries to check his swing on, but that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 offering. As a fastball swung on, it is lifted foul behind home plate. The count now goes to 1-2 for Egawa on the season. First year with Hokkaido, he spent pretty much the entire career with the Hanshin Tigers, all 8 of his first 8 seasons. Batting 185 this year with 5 homers and 12 runs batted in. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Egawa for the second out of the inning, so he's been made quick work of. And now the fighters are down to their final out. It's supposed to be Kentaro Kiyomiya striding to the plate. That's exactly who it is. Kiyomiya is officially 2 for 4 in this one. He's got a homer. He's also had a single. He's knocked in a pair of runs. He's grounded out and popped out. So here comes the first offering to Kiyomiya. It's a slow breaking ball that misses inside for ball 1. Counts 1-0. Once this game is completed, we'll give you the full roundup of this one here. And also, we're going to wrap it all up. Rounded about. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's now 2-0. Just a reminder, the same 2 teams tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern, as we'll bring you the 3rd and final game of this series. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Starters announced for tomorrow night's game. That's the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down. Counts now 3 balls and 1 strike to Kiyomiya. Tomorrow night it'll be Cody Ponce for the Fighters against Carter Stewart Jr. For Fukuoka, as the fastball is swung on and missed, the count now goes to 3-2. So hopefully you can join us for that. Carter Stewart has impressed us this year when we've seen him. He's been very, very good. got his first win just over a week or so ago. There's a fastball swung on this ground. The ball's grounded over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Nakamura. He wins the race to the bag. It's going to go as a ground out to 3 for out number 3. And that is going to do it here in the 9th inning for the Fighters. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 11 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 6. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments to wrap this baby up for you. Appreciate y'all for listening in tonight. Here is our friend Steve.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
There was a lot of action in this one, lots of scoring early and often. It was the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks opening up the scoring in the top of the first inning. Tatsuri Yanagamachi with grounded into a fielder's choice as it raced Masaki Momori, then up Taisi Makihara, and he singled to and put runners at the corners. Up stepped Kisuki Kondo, and he singled home Yanagamachi with the first run of the ball game. Bottom of the first inning, the Fighters got one back. Kentaro Kiyomiya stepped up and hit a solo shot out to right field, and that evened the score at 1-1. In the second inning, the Hawks had a leadoff hit batter by Richard, and it was Tanegawara who singled. And then it was Masaki Momori who reached on the error by the shortstop to load the bases. Tatsuri Yanagamachi grounded into a fielder's choice. And that brought home the second run of the ball game in Richard to increase the score line to 2-1. And the bottom of the second inning, with one out, it was Yuki Nomura stepping to the plate, and he deposited a home run into the seats, and that evened the score at 2-2. Well, that's where it stayed until the fourth inning. And then the Fighters stuck up a 4 spot with one out. Yuki Nomura hit a solo shot, his second of the game. It gave him his 10th on the year. And that put the score line up to 3-2 for the Fighters. After a Daigo Kamikawa Kabata ground out to make it 2 out, Yuma Imagawa walked. A triple by Narema. That's brought home Imagawa. And then an RBI single by Gunji brought home Namara. And that was increasing the score to 4-2. And then what ended up happening is it was a Ryota Isabata single, and then an RBI single by Kentaro Kiyomiya that brought home Gunji, and that made the scoreline 6-2. But that's pretty much where it ended for the Fighters. All the rest of the scoring was in the Hawks. They got 3 runs in each of the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th inning. In the 5th inning, it was a leadoff single by Yanagamachi. Then Makihara singled, and with one out, it was Kensuke Kondo doubling home 2 runs to make the scoreline 6-4. Then an Akira Nakamura single and a Kenta Imamiya single that brought home Kondo with the 3rd run of the inning and cut the lead to 6-5. In the 6th inning, with one out, it all got going. A single by Yanagamachi, and then with 2 out, an RBI single by Yuki Yanagita brought home Yanagamachi. And then a 2-run homer by Kensuke Kondo scored Yanagita, and that made the scoreline 8-6. Well, the Hawks added 3 more in the 7th inning. Leadoff single by Imamiya, then a single by Richard. They were sacked over to second and third by Takuya Kai. After Masaki Momori popped out, a walk to Yanagamachi loaded the bases. And then it was a 2-run single by Taisi Makihara and an RBI single off the bat of Yuki Yanagita that ended up giving the Hawks the 11 runs that they had, and that's where the scoring ended in this one. So for the Hawks tonight, 11 runs, 19 hits, and no errors. It was 6 runs, 10 hits, and 1 errors for the Fighters. Again, your final score was 11-6. Just wrapping up the games from around the NPB. All the other games are about ready to get going under action. There is one other final, and that came from the Central League. It was a 4-2 victory for the Dragons over the Swallows. That game is in the books as a final. The other games that are going on, the Tigers have a 3-0 lead over the Bay Stars. That game is in the 3rd inning. And the Buffaloes are locked up at zeros with the Saitama Cebu Lions. That's in the top of the 3rd. To everybody that was in tonight, Zay, appreciate you, man. You were a trooper for hanging in there. Dinger, our friend Rhodes Scholar, all the other people, Ahmed, Prezi, everybody who was in here tonight. Thank you guys for listening in. We'll be back on the call again tomorrow night for these same 2 teams. Hopefully you guys can be here with us for the call of that one as well. All right, everybody, have yourself a great night. We'll catch you guys again later on the flip side. Appreciate y'all. If I missed you, well, wasn't intentional. We appreciate everybody else for being here tonight. We'll be right back again tomorrow in less than 24 hours. Have a great night, everybody.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
All I want